national
Want to see if they can save you money? Call now. Alaska Waste, 907-283-9390.
It is summertime in Alaska. Alaska Mobile Storage can help you take back your garage, declutter your collectibles, and transform your life by calling Alaska Mobile Storage today. Rent a storage container by the week or the month. Need it longer? No problem. Where your belongings, so you can clean, transform, and renovate your space. They will deliver the unit anywhere on the fence. Check them on Facebook or their website at alaskamobilestorage.com. Locally owned and operated, located on K Beach Road, 907-354-4444. Alaska Mobile Storage.
As soon as arriving, just for you between patience station equals team fighter. 26280. Me on this issue, there is don't worry about it ever again. Hey guys, here is before you use that use a Dr. Allen is working on those scalpel that's actually in a private office setting, and you'll get to the IT work. Or if you're single, it's great the eyes. It's surgery. It's a quick, minimally invasive procedure.
Last trailer has everything. Scout. Beach Road. Still enclosed trailers and truck beds.
Thank you, Lady Gaga, for making it to the ballgame.
All right, good to go.
Alaska
Trailer between the Dugout and Trinity Greenhouse on K Beach. They're here on the peninsula.
First National Bank Alaska, our title sponsor for today, and the reason that you got into the ballgame for free is giving the Portalhaven to throw out our first hit.
The Sweeney's intriguing show continues as we go around the horn with today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recovery.
It's time to go around the horn, brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recoveries. We get a nice first pitch from a very, very young lefty. Getting the ball from Nick Welch and throwing it to Jerry Nix. Anyway, the starting lineups are brought to you by Genoir Towing and Recoveries. We go around the horn. When you need a tow, call Genoir at 394-6068. That's 394-6068. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks are in 5th place. They come in at 5-19, and they're coached by John Groth. Ben Weaver leads off. He's the center fielder. Justin Kretsch, the right fielder, bats second. Ryan Mathison is the first baseman batting third. Austin Young is the DH today. He bats cleanup. Jack Lawrence, the third baseman, will hit 5th. Alec Beeman, the shortstop, bats 6th. Ty Beck is the catcher batting 7th. The number 8 hitter is the second baseman, Patty McCormick. And Zan Saunier is the left fielder batting number 9. Landon Cody, the starter tonight for the Chinooks. For the Oilers, they come in 4th place at 7-16, 2.5 games above the Chinooks for the final playoff spot. And they lead off, they're coached by Larry McCann. They lead off with James Shimashita, the right fielder. Graydon West starts at second base. He hits second. Shun Sakino, the shortstop, will bat third. Trey Becker gets the day off after leaving the game yesterday with a back issue. He is not in uniform today, but he is in the dugout, and hope to see Trey back on the field in the next couple of days. Noah Hennings gets the start in center field. Casey Burnham gets the day off. Hennings hits 4th. Carson Seaman starts at DH. He bats 5th. Dalton Bowling back after a couple of days off with illness, and he was available but didn't play yesterday. He's playing first base and hitting 6th. Jerry Nix, the catcher, hits 7th. Jacob Shaver, the third baseman, bats 8th. And Jake Brown is the left fielder batting number 9. Nick Welch, the starting pitcher for the Oilers. from UCSB, a right-hander who's thrown 14 innings this season, given up 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 9. He's 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA in 4 appearances, 2 of them starts. And he throws strike 1 on the inside corner to Ben Weaver as we begin the game at 6:02. Weaver hitting .333 for the Chinooks this season. And the 0-1 is popped up right side. That is in foul territory, and it'll get out of play land in the Oilers bullpen, 0-2. That foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. You can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Senior Poncho sponsoring the foul ball here in Coral Seymour. Love to see that. 0-2 is away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To left-hand hitting, Ben Weaver will be followed by Justin Gretsch and Ryan Mathison in the top of the first. This is the 3rd game of a 5-game series. The teams have split the first 2, and this one's hit on the ground to the right side. West to dive, but he can't get it. It's in right field for a base hit. And the 3-4 hole, good effort by Graydon West, but Weaver has started things off with a single for Chugiak Eagle River. And Justin Gretsch will be the next batter. Chinooks wearing red tops today. Blue numbers and letters outlined in white. Gray pants. Red caps, blue caps, blue bills, the red panel on the front of the cap, and the jumping Chinook salmon is the logo on the front of the caps. Oilers in all white today. It's a pitch to Gretsch is on the outside corner, a strike. He squared the bunt. Shaver charged from third. When he pulled back, strike 1. Oilers white tops, white pants, red numbers and letters on the jerseys outlined in black, red caps, red bills, and black Oilers in script on the front of the caps. The 0-1, a ball outside to the right-hand batting Justin Gretsch. Gretsch hit 9th yesterday and went 1 for 2 with a walk. He's hitting .291 on the season. The Chinooks hit decently well as a team, a .249 batting average for the season and a .359 on base percentage. Runner goes, pitch outside, the throw down to second goes into center field, and Weaver will go to third base as the ball got away from Hennings. Now he's going to come home. Hennings is going to fire to the plate, and it's off wide, and scoring on a mess up by the Oilers is Ben Weaver. Well, that was not what the Oilers needed here in the first inning before recording it out. Little League style run for the Chinooks. A throw that got away from Jerry Nix. He airmailed it to center field, and then it got past Hennings. Weaver was going to stop at second, so I think since Weaver was going to stop at second initially, if Hennings picks that ball up, probably have to charge an E8. As there's a strike, and it's 2-1 on Justin. It should be 2-2 on Justin Gretsch. So charge an error to Hennings as Weaver scores an unearned run. As that swung out and missed. Strike 3. The tag applied by Jerry Nix for out number 1. So give Weaver a stolen base to get to second, and then a 2-base error on Noah Hennings to score on the play. Could have easily been 2 errors, but the reason we'll just give 1 error is because Weaver appeared like he was going back to second before the ball got away from Hennings. Pitch is away, 1-0 to Ryan Mathison. 1-0, cut on and missed. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Chinooks take an early lead. It's 1-0 here at the top of the first. Ryan Mathison, a .364 batter, right-hand hitter at the plate, and he swings and misses at the next one. Tipped into the mid of Jerry Nix. A ball and 2 strikes. Take you around that Oiler defense. Bowling's at first, West at second, Sakino at short, Shaver at third, with Becker getting the day off. The 1-2 is bounced on the ground up the middle. Sakino ranges over, sidearm throw on time. Shun Sakino, similar range at shortstop evidently to what he's displayed for most of this season at second base. 2 men away in the top of the first. And now Austin Young will come to the plate. 1-0 lead for Chugiak Eagle River. 2 outs and no one on in the top of the first. Nice play there by Sakino. Showing off his range at shortstop. This one's up and away, 1-0. Joined in the booth today, Austin Young is the batter. Joined in the booth again today by Hayden Johns.
How you doing, Jonah? Good to be back.
I'm doing great. Good to have you back. Hope you're doing well, too. There's a strike, 1-1. Certainly, Oilers are 1-0 with Hayden with you in the booth, so maybe make that 2-0 today.
Yeah, it never hurts to be up here. Beautiful day for some baseball. Coming to watch the boys play.
Welch, a right-hand pitcher, and he throws low to Young. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Oilers have made a habit out of making errors in the first inning. They made one yesterday. They made one the day before. They didn't make one the day before that. So it's the 3rd game in a row to start the series that the Oilers have made an error in the first inning. That's fouled away to the right side and out of play.
Yeah, it definitely hurts as the starter to have that happen, but as long as the boys bounce back like they did yesterday, it should be a day for us.
It did bounce back yesterday. Trailing 2-1 entering the 6th, entering the bottom of the 6th, and 114-4 in 7. That pitch inside, 3-2. Oilers scored 8 runs in the 6th and 5 more to end the game in the 7th. The Oilers' biggest scoring inning of the season, that 6th. Here's the 3-2. And it's outside and low, ball 4. And breaking ball got away from Welch, so 2-out base runner. Austin Young at first for Jack Lawrence. Lawrence hitting .239. And he's hitting well in this series. He had an RBI double yesterday. Actually went 0 for 5 in game 1, so not hitting great in this series, but RBI double in yesterday's game.
Now batting number 25, Jack Lawrence.
Tied it at 1 for the Chinooks in the top of the 6th before it had broken open in the bottom of the 6th by the Oilers. 1 on, 2 outs, swinging and a miss over a good first pitch inside, 0-1. Brown, Hennings, and Shimashita in the outfield for the Oilers left to right. Nick's catching Nick Welch. Welch comes in with a 3.86 ERA in 4 appearances, a whip of 1.21, and he gets a pop-up here. Welch might think about catching it, instead bowling just in foul territory, and he makes the catch about in line with the pitcher's mound and throws the ball on to that.
1 run on
1 run, an unearned run on 1 hit and 1 error, 1 left as well. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Chinooks 1 and the Oilers coming up on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, RadioKenai.com.
If you've been involved in an accident or had a catastrophic injury, negotiating with insurance companies on your own is fraught. Insurance companies want to maximize their profits, and that means a fair and just resolution. They don't want to pay for bills. They don't want to pay for your lost work. They don't want to pay for your pain and suffering. Expert insurance negotiators and adjusters will try to minimize your claim at every turn. It's important to have an attorney to get the recovery that you deserve. At Earhart, Elsner & Cooley, we can help you get that fair and true value.
What are the 2 most important things about a mortgage? Well, besides paying it every month, obviously the first thing is getting the mortgage. The second is service. Chris Hughes at Home State Soldotna knows this needs to be taken for granted. Mortgage can make that loan for you. Service will always have a direct line. Personal service from it's always closing time with Chris Hughes, branch manager at Home State Mortgage in Soldotna, 260-5400.
Home State Mortgage, NMLS 191. Chris Hughes, NMLS 117-929.
Bottom of the first, the Oilers find themselves at a 1-0 hole after an unearned run and an errant throw, and then a botched backup by Nixon Hennings, respectively, at the top of the first. End up going in the books as a 2-base error on Hennings. So the batter for the Oilers in the bottom of the first will be Shimashita, followed by Weston Sakino against Landon Cody, the starting pitcher for Chugiak Eagle River. Cody, 6'4", 180, left-hand pitcher from Arlington State University. 23 1/3 innings out of the season, 38 hits, 20 runs, 18 of them earned, only 2 walks. So very good control, 15 strikeouts. Right on left, the first pitch. Strike, no, a little bit low actually, and it's 1 ball, no strikes on Shimashita, who has a 9-game hitting streak coming into today, batting .350 with a ridiculous .494 on base percentage. That's fouled back, and it's 1-1. Foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Call them at 907-394-5510. The 1-1's over for a strike, and now the count, a ball and 2 strikes on Shimashita. That OBP for James, 494, closing in on 500, and he smacks this one toward left field. Base hit on 1 hop to the left fielder, Saunier, in opposite field. Little line drive single for Shimashita to start things off for the Oilers.
Now batting for the Peninsula, their second baseman.
Shimashita has been put in the leadoff spot the past few games, and he's making that work well. Setting the table for Graydon West here as the Oilers trail 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Landon Cody making his 6th start, 6th overall appearance of the season, as the pitch to West is outside and low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Cody 1-2 with a 6.94 ERA. That's high, but it's not as high as the Chinook staff ERA of 7.73. West hitting .291 on the season with a .409 on base percentage, and he tries to bunt and misses completely. It's 1-1. See what Kevin Clancy puts on here, if anything, on 1-1 for Graydon West. Oilers have tried to play a lot of small ball this season with very mixed results. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a little turn and throw over to first. Not the A move from Landon Cody. And back standing easily is Shimashita. Cody has allowed a league-high 11 doubles this season as well. That's more than any other pitcher. So he gives up some hard contact, even though he walks very few. A 1-1 is popped up right side. Mathison might have a play near the railing, and he makes the catch. Just in front of the fence. The corner of where the fence on the first base side turns into the railing in right field. So West fouls out to Mathison. 1-on-1 out for Shun Sakino. Sakino with a 3-hit, 4 RBI game yesterday, raising his season batting average to .256 and his on-base percentage to .341. Right-hand pitcher, left-hand hitter, as the throw to first is low, but caught by Mathison. Shimashita is back safely at first base. Cody, through 7 innings of 1-run ball in his first outing against the Oilers, as he throws strike 1 here to Sakino. 7 innings, 8 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He got the win in that game on June 15th against the Oilers. That's his only win of the season. As Sakino fouls it back, and it's 0-2. And again, that's just a 5th of the Chinooks wins this season. They come in at 5-19. Oilers at 7-16, 2.5 games ahead of the Chinooks, who will have 15 games to play after this. The Oilers will have 16 regular season games left when this is over. A throw over to first, and Shimashita dives back in safely. So this, like all the games of this series, a crucial one in terms of the Oilers' efforts to stave off the Chinooks and secure that final playoff spot. Pitch to Sakino is a little bit low, and it's 1-2. 1-on, 1-out, bottom of the first, 1-0 Chinooks. One key, I think, for the Oilers is to make Cody throw a lot of pitches. Talked about how short-staffed the Chinooks are in their bullpen. This one is popped up left side on the infield. Beeman, the shortstop, makes the catch, 2 men away. Now Noah Hennings will bat, trying to make up for his error in the top of the first. Uncharacteristic error for normally a very good fielder. I think the reason Hennings made the error is because he thought that Weaver was going to try and take third base. And was getting ready to try and come up throwing. 1 on, 2 outs. Right on right, and a turn over to first. A little closer to the A move that time. Shimashita gets in safely. 2 outs and a man on first base for the Oilers. They bat down 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Runner goes. Hennings hits one on the ground to short. Grabbed by Beeman. He throws to first in time, and that retires the side. The Oilers waste a leadoff single from Shimashita, hit one left. And at the end of one, it's the Chinooks 1 and the Oilers nothing on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
If you're in the market for excavation and landscaping services, the place to call is Earthscapes, LLC. Earthscapes offers high-quality service at a price you can afford. They specialize in tree removal, general excavation, new driveway installations, landscaping, and hardscaping. Earthscapes serves the Kenai, Soldotna, Nikiski, and Sterling areas and are licensed.
Get your split the pot tickets. Tickets are on sale for $1 each, or $6 for $5. Watch the Oilers
907-398-7632.
2 or 3 times during the course of the game. Make sure you get your tickets.
As owner and manager of Iowa Express.
Also, make sure you visit our concession stand. The Kenai volleyball team
Everything is
is
crystal
running the
clear.
stand as a
Half
fundraiser, so
month,
feel free to
and the
tip
lenses
them as
look like
well.
the same.
Plenty of good things at the
Kenai,
concession
all
stand, and
scratched up.
visit the scoop shack
At Iowa
for all
Express,
your
you can get those
merchandise.
lenses replaced for
Hats,
free.
t-shirts,
If you
sweatshirts,
get
haven't had to use them yet, umbrellas,
Let me say that again.
all available
Replace your
at the scoop shack.
lenses for free. Store for details. Iowa Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna, 260-9199.
Top of the second inning, the Oilers trail the Chinooks 1-0. The Chinooks will have Alec Beeman, Ty Beck, and Patty McCormick due up in their half of the second inning.
Now batting.
Their numbers 6, 7, and 8 hitters.
Number 7.
After they scored an unearned run on a single, a stolen base, and an error in the top of the first. Beeman leads off. The shortstop, just a 127 hitter as he takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The umpires for today's game, Jacob Waldrop has the plate. 1-0 is bounced foul of third, and that foul ball is brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit waldenbros.store or call 907-394-5510. Jacob Waldrop at the plate, Connor Lindsay the umpire at first, and Levante Palmer is the umpire at third. Chopper to shortstop, a high hop, Sakino leaps to grab it and throws to first in time.
That was a cool play right there, John.
Soon Sakino caught some air
Yeah, he did.
as he adjusted to that ridiculously high hop, maybe off the lip of the grass. The infield near shortstop. But Sakino making just his first start at shortstop, I believe, his first start at shortstop this season. And he does a nice job. Ty Beck the batter, and he swings and misses at a pitch outside. 1 ball, nothing and 1 rather. No balls, 1 strike on Beck, a 200 hitter, the son of the Chinooks president and GM and assistant coach Chris Beck. Also former commissioner of the ABL last year. A rotating commissionership as that's fouled at the plate, nothing and 2. It's an interesting feature about Ty Beck in the Chinooks program that was able to get for $3 in Shugiak. The 0-2 is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Beck growing up a Chinook was the title of the article. That's what Ty Beck did. His father Chris running the show. He was the bat boy. And now he is
Holding the bat.
Holding the bat. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He won't be holding the bat for much longer. As he strikes out, he'll have to put it on the bat rack in the dugout, in fact. 2 outs for McCormick.
Now batting number 5, Patty McCormick.
McCormick hitting just a $114. These bottom 4 hitters in the Chinooks batting order today, all hitting 200 or below. McCormick just a $114 in his second year with the Chinooks. Right on right, and there's a breaking ball a little outside. 1 ball with no strikes.
Jonah, I've been informed that we have an ex-Oiler listening to the radio, and he wanted a little shout-out to Cole Jordan, who's on his way home.
The 1-0 is grounded up the middle. Sakino ranges behind the bag, throws to first in time. And I he made that play in honor of Cole.
I think he did.
No runs,
no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Middle of the second inning, it's the Chinooks 1, the Oilers nothing on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Attention, please.
Yeah.
Pita Pit has come to Kenai.
That's right. The same pitas you've come to know and love from our store in Soldotna are now available in Kenai. We're serving up our fresh grilled, flavor-filled pitas and refreshing real fruit smoothies all summer long. Open every day at 11, you can find the Pita Pit food truck in front of the old car wash just past the Kenai Visitor Center.
Pita Pit food truck?
Pita Pit food truck.
Now that masks are starting to come off, is your smile ready for its big reveal? At Gentle Dental, we want to give you the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve. Gentle Dental is partnering with Invisalign to comfortably and conveniently straighten your teeth and brighten your smile. Straight teeth are healthy teeth, and healthy is beautiful. Call Gentle Dental today at 262-8834.
Bottom of the second, 1-0 Chinooks. Jonah White, Hayden Johns in the booth today.
Leading off.
I give it the Chinooks defense. Ryan Mathison at first, Patty McCormick at second, Alec Beeman at short, Jack Lawrence at third. Left fielder Zan Saunier, center fielder Ben Weaver and Justin Gretsch manning right. Ty Beck is catching Landon Cody. Chinooks in red, Oilers in white today. As Carson Seaman, who had his first 2 Oiler hits yesterday, leads off the home second inning. Right on right in the first pitch. It's a little bit low in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Carson now 2 for 11 on the season, but with a .400 on base percentage. Infield, outfield, straight up against Seaman. The 1-0 is swung out and driven to center field. Backing up a little bit is Weaver. It's got a lot of air, and he makes the catch. In straightaway center for out number 1. You don't get rewarded, tend not to get rewarded for getting under the ball here in Alaska.
First baseman number 22.
Which is one of my favorite parts.
It's nice if you're a pitcher.
It's very nice, I'll tell you that.
Seaman on the wrong side of that equation there. As he drilled that one to center field. Here's Dalton Bowling. And his first appearance of the series. And the first pitch is taken on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Dalton hitting 132 on the season with an on-base percentage of .203. 5 runs scored, 7 RBIs. He does have one of the Oilers' 3 home runs on the season, coming in the series against the Miners, who were here last. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Chinooks have allowed a league-high 181 runs this season. That's actually not counting 2 of their games that haven't had their stats updated in point streak yet. The 1-1 is popped up to the right side over Mathison in foul ground. He's closest to it, but it bounces on the first row of the bleachers. A foul ball, 1-2. A foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. The Chinooks have allowed 181 runs. The next highest in terms of the team allowing the most runs is the Bucks, and they've allowed 111. So 70 runs more than any other team in the league allowed by the Chinooks. Bowling reaches for this one off the plate and fouls it back. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. 97 runs scored, 181 runs against this season for the Chinooks. 83 runs scored, 107 runs against this season for the Oilers. The 1-2. Swung on, he got under that too, and he pops it up to the right side. Mathison toward the railing, lost his hat, and he makes a catch right up against that railing. Second time the Oilers have fouled out to that exact spot in the first 2 innings. Jerry Nix will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Still 1-0 Chinooks in the second inning.
27 for the Oilers, catcher number 12, Jerry Nix.
Again, extremely crucial that the Oilers put together good at-bats. Don't get out early in counts.
Yeah, definitely trying to extend ABs here and see some more pitches from the starter for the Chinooks.
Against Landon Cody, because there's not going to be much behind him available in the Chinooks bullpen. The pitch, swung on, hit on the ground is short. Tough play for Beeman, who goes to his right, throws on the run, and that throw gets away. Nix will hold up at first, instructed to do so by Anthony Mizrahi after making the turn because it's backed up on the fence by Ty Beck. And I think that's an infield single for Jerry Nix.
I would agree with that. It's a tough play altogether just to make it happen.
So Nix continues to swing a hot bat of late.
Number 14, Jacob.
And Jacob Shaver will be the new batter. Shaver hitting 115 with a 188 on base percentage, a run and an RBI for the two-way player, who was suspended yesterday after being ejected in the series opener by this home plate umpire, Jacob Waldrop, and he takes high 1-0. Jacob has thrown out a couple of Oilers in recent memory. You were one of them, Hayden.
Yeah, I was one of them. Had a 1-game suspension and didn't get to see the boys for a day, but
well, he didn't miss a great game. The opener of the series, the Oilers lost 10-7. Walked 12 in the game. Made 4 errors. 4 outs on the base pass, etc. Throw over to first and back in there is Nix.
We don't have to get too deep into that game.
Much better yesterday, though, that 14-4 Mercy Rule win. 1-0 to Shaver. Swung on, cranked toward right field on his horse, Gretsch. It's going to be over his head and bouncing up off the wall. Waved around third is Nix as the throw comes to the second baseman, McCormick. He throws to third. That's going to go near the dugout. And it, unfortunately for the Oilers, stays in play. And staying at third with a triple is Jacob Shaver. RBI triple for the two-way man from Arizona. Crushed the opposite way over the head of Justin Grech, and it ties the game at 1.
Shaver's definitely been looking really good these past 3 or 4 games, and he seems comfortable in the box.
That was very close to a Little League home run. McCormick, the second baseman's relay throw, sailed way over the head of the third baseman, Lawrence, and went off the fence right next to the Chinooks dugout. And that goes into the Chinooks dugout. Shaver's coming home.
Looked like it could have been in time for the
pitch to Jake Brown. A strike is 0-1.
Definitely looked like it could have been in time if the
I thought so
if
too.
The throw was in line.
Shaver's not going to get himself too many triples. Well, that was one right there, and the 0-1 is fouled at the plate, 0-2. Tell you what, with Shaver, the one nice thing about having him on third is he's not guaranteed to score from second on a single, even with 2 outs. But now he is guaranteed, just about to score from third. 2-out runner on third, 1-1, bottom of the second. The 0-2 to Jake Brown is a little bit outside. A good take, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake batting 146 with a 305 on base percentage. He walked off yesterday's game. And the Mercy Rule with a double that made it 14-4 and made it a final. A third of 3 consecutive doubles then by the Oilers. This one's in the dirt, trickling away from Ty Beck, not too far to the third base side. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Brown with Shimashita, the man on deck.
That's a guy you do want behind you because you know he's going to get a job done if you find yourself on the base paths.
So Brown, who's good at getting himself back in counts, has worked it even. 2-2. Outside and low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Landon Cody has only walked 2 batters all season. That's really impressive. And 23 in the third. He walked 1 in 7 innings the first time against the Oilers. This one is dribbled on the ground towards second base. Awkward spin, a little underhand flip to first by McCormick is just in time with Brown hustling down the line. That could have been almost an infield hit. So Shaver gets stranded at third, but the Oilers tie the game with a run on 2 hits and 1 man left. At the end of 2, we are tied at 1 here at Coral Seymour on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Are you looking for great cocktail ideas for all your summer fun? Well, then get yourself into Discount Liquor and try their new selection of ready-to-drink cocktails and their selection of fine whiskey and bourbons. Plus, their great variety of beer, wine, and spirits. Discount Liquor also offers discounts on special event orders and case buys. Just ask, and they'll work with you. Discount Liquor, your #1 spot to go to this summer for all your adult beverages. Located on Irons Avenue next to Lucky Raven and True Blue Coffee Shop.
Frames and Things, the best Alaskan gift shop for visitors and locals alike. Check out Jackie McGann's Metal Fireweed, Skip Dove's Rebar Salmon, Pottery by Lisa Franzman, original native carvings, and so much more. Come see our new Made in Alaskan product lines. Frames and Things will be hosting Barbara Valley for an artist show July 23rd. Visit us at 43540 Whistle Hill Loop, next door to Brew at 602. Or call 907-262-5248 for details.
Top of the third, 1-1 our score after the Oilers tied it on Jake Shaver's RBI triple in the bottom of the second. Zan Saunier, Ben Weaver, and Justin Gretsch. The top of the third, 9-1-2. Saunier batting 197. The left-hand batter takes ball 1 in the dirt. 2 innings, a hit, a walk, and an unearned run with 2 strikeouts so far for Nick Welch, who got the win in relief last time he faced the Chinooks. This is on the ground, foul of first on a few bounces, and it's 1-1. Foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. 1-1 pulled foul as well, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mostly cloudy, but some blue straight above us. 69 degrees just about tonight in Kenai. Beer garden mostly full as you'd expect. Good amount of folks in the bleachers as well for this Saturday evening game. Line drive, base hit going into center field off the bat of Saunier. A clean single right back where it came from to lead things off for the Chinooks in the third. That brings up the top of the order and Ben Weaver. Weaver singled, stole second, and then scored on the 2-base error by Noah Hennings in the first inning, the Chinooks lone run. 1-1, top of the third, a runner on and nobody out for the Chinooks. First pitch is hit on the ground to first. Could be 2. Bowling throws to second. 1. Sakaya to first with Welch covering. Double play! 3-6-1! And Nick Welch tapping Dalton Bowling's chest with his glove as he hustles over there to get on the receiving end of that double play. Perfectly executed all the way around. 3-6-1. Off the bat of Ben Weaver. Hayden, it can't be easy as a pitcher when you have to cover first on a play like that. Yeah. The batter is Gretsch with 2 outs and nobody on, and he takes the ball away.
Most of the time when you're going over to cover, it's kind of hard to keep your eyes stable as you're trying to run to the bag and beat the runner.
Right, because when you're going over in a regular 3-1 put-out situation, usually you've got a big head start as the pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes, not always, but usually you're able to look around for the ball and then touch the bag after you've caught it, but not when it's a double play situation. You've got to find the bag first, and that's not an easy thing to do. That's something first basemen work on, right?
Exactly, and it's a lot more slowed down when there's no one on.
2-0 inside the Gretsch, 3-0.
The double play.
But Welch did a really good job hustling over there and able to find the bag, and he was waiting just like a first baseman. When the throw came from Sakino. 3-0 here on Gretsch. The wind-up and the pitch. Away, he lost him on 4 pitches there. Second walk allowed by Nick Welch. And Ryan Mathison will come to the plate, a really good hitter.
15, Ryan Mathison.
Not ideal after the double play, although it does render the twin killing that much more important. Because it's just a 2-out walk instead of real traffic on the bases, which could have been. First pitch to Mathison in the dirt, blocked by Jerry Nix. He's able to throw back to Nick Welch. Mathison, 364 on the season. And he has a homer in this series, in the first game of the series. Off Knowlton Clark, runner goes, pitch is a strike, throw down a second, good! Safe the call! Just a little short hop there for Graydon West. And that extra split second allowing Justin Gretsch to get in there ahead of the tag, according to Levante Palmer. That's one of those you really can't tell from here.
Yeah, you can't tell,
second.
but the throw definitely was there before him, and looked like Graydon put down a pretty good tag right there.
1-1. Swung on, hit toward the middle. Sakino ranges, throws on the run. Got him at first! Shun Sakino is really filling in for Trey Becker extremely well at shortstop. That's already the 5th play he's made there in this game, including turning that 3-6-1 double play. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's still 1-1 between the Chinooks and the Oilers on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Watching the ball game and you got here for free.
Odyssey Family Practice is your local occupational health
sponsor.
Location, including pre-employment exams, DOT physicals, and take 24/7 on-call services and services. Choose
July. Make sure you catch
313-565 to schedule See Family Practice, epic healthcare for your company.
Hey Siri, where should I go to eat today?
You should go eat at Senior Ponchos.
Yeah, I like going there every now and then.
Don't try and fool me. I see your truck at Ponchos every day. At Ponchos, you can enjoy their margaritas, Chipotle, carne asada, and chimichangas.
So Siri, where are we going to eat?
Senior Ponchos.
Siri, say that again?
Senior Ponchos.
It's senior, not senior. Either way, we're going there right now.
Senior Ponchos, located on the Sterling Highway in Soldotna.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd. The Oilers and the Chinooks are tied at 1. And they have the top of the order coming up here against the starter Landon Cody. In the first inning, Shimashita singled, but West, Sakino, and Hennings, the next 3, were all retired in order. Shimashita, though, now with a 10-game hit streak, including his first inning hit today. That was to the opposite field, left field, and the first pitch to left-hand batters down and away, ball 1. Chinooks 1, Oilers 1. Game 3 of the 5-game series here, bottom of the 3rd. The 1-0 swung out and lifted to the left side. That is going to reach the beer garden. And a souvenir and a foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. 1-1 the count. Now the pitch is a little bit low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cody doesn't appear to have overwhelming stuff. He does have very good control, as he's a right-hander working from the center of the rubber from the stretch, even with nobody on, as he misses outside here to Shimashita. 3-1. One of many good things that Shimashita does at the plate is he will not help out a pitcher throwing pitches out of the strike zone. 3-1 to leadoff man in the bottom of the 3rd. And that's low, ball 4. Just the 3rd walk all season allowed by Cody. A leadoff walk. Oilers gave up plenty of those in game 1 of this series. 3 and a hit by pitch. And they lost 10-7, but the Oilers on the receiving end of a leadoff walk there. And now Graydon West will bat. He fouled out his first time. Graydon comes into this game with an on-base percentage of .409. That's behind Shimashita, second best on the Oilers. And Shimashita runs, Graydon West bunts, and it goes foul of first. And the count, no balls, 1 strike. Not sure if that came from West. Probably did. Probably didn't, if I had to guess. Probably came from Kevin Clancy. And he's put the bunt down again here on 0-1. Well, you're giving away outs when you bunt, potentially, although I guess West here probably trying to bunt for a hit. So I don't think you take it if it actually goes as a sacrifice. Throw over to first, Shimashita dives back in. I'm sure, Hayden, tell me if you agree. If you're bunting here, if you're Graydon West, it's not a straight sacrifice situation.
No, the straight sacrifice would be later in the game when you know that the game's really on the line. Right here, you're trying to put the best bunt down that you can.
The 0-1, he pulls back at a pitch away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oilers have shown aggressiveness bunting this season. The bunt is on again here on 1-1. But it hasn't always paid off. The Oilers have struggled to bunt really up and down the lineup, and it's cost them quite a few outs and even maybe a game or two. 1-1 to West, who squares and can't get it down. It's a foul of first base, 1-2, and I mean at some point, Hayden, you've got just as good a chance to get a hit as to get the bunt down.
Yeah, well, it's the same. Seems like the same approach to when you're seeing the ball come in for a bunt and a hit, and you're trying to get the barrel on both of them. So at some point, you kind of got to get your guys to be able to swing it a little bit.
1-2 to West, who's giving away 2 strikes trying to bunt. Throw over to first, Shimashita gets back in. Just one of those things. Oilers have really not executed well this season. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Graydon West. Now the pitch. Swung on and hit towards center field. Coming in and sliding and making the catch is the center fielder, Ben Weaver. Nice play. Had to come a long way in for that. And he gets West on what was nearly a blue pit.
Now batting for the Oilers, shortstop, number 1, Shun Sakino.
So 1 on 1 out for Sakino, who popped out to shortstop his first time up. 1-1, we're tied here in the 3rd inning. 1 on 1 out for the home Oilers. Right on left, and Sakino squares. He pulls back as he takes a breaking ball, 0-1. I don't think Sakino was going to bunt there. No balls and a strike the count. Shimashita might be running on this one. Not going, and it's swung out and chopped up the middle. Diving attempt, and it glances off the glove of McCormick into center field, a base hit. Just a little deflection, all McCormick was able to manage, diving to his right, and the ball chopped up the middle by Sakino. And what could have been a double play is instead a base hit. The Oilers have 2 runners on base with 1 out for Noah Hennings. Hennings grounded out to short his first time up. Shimashita at second, Sakino at first with 1 out. 1-1, we're tied here in the bottom of the 3rd. Oilers and Chinooks. Noah comes in batting .281 with a .378 OBP. Right on right, the first pitch. Fastball high out of the strike zone, 1-0. And if you're the Oilers, you just got to continue to take what you're given.
Exactly, and just keep chipping away in every situation.
Sometimes that means nothing more than not swinging at pitches out of the strike zone.
Which they did really good job with yesterday.
Big part of that 14-4 win. 1-0 is a strike called. 1-1. The worst thing, though, to take a strike or two, you're trying to run up somebody's pitch count.
Exactly.
It's one thing against a dominant pitcher where you really need to use all 3 of your strikes, but I think you can afford to let one go by against someone like Cody. Is that fair?
I completely agree with that.
1-1. Now the pitch. Breaking ball, line toward the middle, and a base hit going into center field. Sakino scampers to second base. Shimashita goes to third base. It was nearly caught in the air by Beeman and could have been a double play, but he was just unable to reach it. And the Oilers have the bases loaded now with 1 out.
Carson Seaman.
Carson Seaman coming to the plate. He flied to center his first time, to deep center. A ball that if he hit now would give the Oilers the lead. And a mound meeting for Landon Cody and the Chinooks. Garrison Seaman, one of 3 Oilers two-way players. I believe Carson is the Oilers' scheduled starter tomorrow.
He is.
And then you'll be the scheduled starter for Game 5 of the series.
Yep.
Assuming you don't get ejected again.
I don't think I could get ejected from the booth, can I?
I don't know. They should try pretty hard. First pitch to Seaman. There's a strike called, 0-1. 1 out, bases loaded, bottom of the 3rd inning here. And it's the Oilers and the Chinooks tied at 1. Shimashita at 3rd, Sakino at 2nd, Hennings at 1st. Pretty good speed all the way around. 0-1 on Seaman as the Chinooks have the first baseman Mathison in and everybody else back. The pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Base hit! Past the diving Lawrence. Holding up at 3rd is Sakino as the throw comes into the catcher Beck. But Seaman keeps the line moving with an RBI single, his 3rd hit in the last 2 games. And the Oilers have a 2-1 lead.
Seems like the boys are swinging it pretty well right now.
Shimashita scoring, Sakino to 3rd and Hennings to 2nd. That's 3 straight singles for the Oilers after leadoff walk in West's flyout. Dalton Bowling comes up now. I missed hearing Party in the USA over the sound system the last 2 games. But there it is, and here's Bowling. Right on right, first pitch, and down and away, 1-0. Bowling fouled out to first, his last time up. Bases loaded, still just 1 out in the 3rd inning. Oilers have their first lead of the game. It's 2-1. Already 6 hits in this game for the Oilers, just 2 for the Chinooks. 1 ball and no strikes. Cody with the hands together at the belt, kicks and deals. Swinging a fly ball. Right center field, pretty deep. Weaver over in the gap. He makes the catch. The runners will tag from 2nd and 3rd. Hennings reaches 3rd. Shun Sakino crosses the plate. And the Oilers have a 3-1 lead on the sacrifice fly by Dalton Bowling. That goes fly out to the center fielder. Sacrifice fly. No at bat and an RBI for Bowling. Jerry Nix will step to the plate, but the Chinooks will have another mound meeting here. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Chinooks look like they have somebody getting loose in the bullpen. At least just standing up there in the bullpen down left field past the beer garden. Meeting at the mound now. Again, a team that's been decimated by injuries in terms of their pitchers. And comes into this 5-game series with just a handful of pitchers. The sooner the Oilers can knock Landon Cody out of the game, better chance they have of scoring a lot of runs. This is an issue that the Chinooks will be especially acute for the Chinooks over this series. The Oilers are the only team that plays a lot of road games in a row in general, due to the geographic layout of the league and the schedule. So the Oilers certainly know from having limited pitching. They've had to bring position players into a game one time this season. But it's going to be interesting for the Chinooks over the course of the series. Runner goes from first, swing and a miss. They throw to the pitcher, and now there's a rundown with Seaman between first and second, and Hennings is watching. This is amazing. Cody is looking. Now Cody throws home to the catcher Beck, and Hennings dives back into third base, and Seaman is at second. That might have been the most interesting stolen base I've ever seen.
I will agree with you on that one. That was definitely not something you see every day.
A stolen base that took about, 40 seconds from start to finish. And in the end, it was just the pitcher throwing to the catcher throwing to the pitcher, and then the pitcher throwing back to the catcher. 0-1 is popped up by Nix. Right field, Gretsch will wait and make the catch to retire the side. So the Oilers settle for the 2 runs. They come on 3 hits. No errors. And 2 men left aboard at the end of 3. It's the Oilers 3, the Chinooks 1 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Is buying, refinancing, or renovating a home in your future? Hi, I'm Diane Durfee with Prime Lending, and I'm here to help you achieve your home ownership goals through our simple and hassle-free home loan process. I'll be by your side delivering personalized service, professional guidance, and timely results.
$1 each or 6 for $5.
907-690-3811. Because with Prime Lending, big home loan starts here. Diane Durfee, Production Manager at Phoenix. 9 loans to credit. Rates and fees subject to change. Prime Lending, Plains County, MLS1, Equal Housing Lender.
The fish are running, and you definitely want to get out on the river and enjoy all your Alaskan adventures. Don't let dental problems sideline your fun in summer. Now's the time to get your teeth checked, cleaned, and repaired. Dr. James Julian and his team are ready to help get your dental health in top shape, offering comprehensive services and a relaxed, family-friendly atmosphere. Contact them at 907-283-4857 to schedule your visit today. It's summer. Welcome it with a smile.
Top of the 4th, the box score through 3 innings looks like this. 3-1 in favor of the Oilers, that's the score. 6-2 in the hit column in favor of the home team. Oilers have made the game's only error, and they've left 4 men on base. The Chinooks have left 2 men on base. Nick Welch now with a 3-1 lead gets ready to pitch the 4th inning. He'll face Austin Young, Jack Lawrence, and Alec Beeman, 4, 5, and 6 in the Chinooks batting order. So going back to that crazy stolen base for Carson Seaman in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Oilers tried to get him in a rundown, and then wound up with Seaman stealing second base when the throw came back to the catcher. As the pitch is swung out and fouled back by Austin Young. No balls at his strike. That foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. The 0-1 to Young is breaking ball, a little low, ball 1. But Hayden, have you ever heard of the skunk in the outfield play?
I don't believe I have.
Well, you're about to. The skunk in the outfield is when, and I'm not making this up, I promise, it's when you've got runners on first and third like the Oilers did there, but instead of trying to get into a rundown between first and second, the runner from first goes into right center field.
I have been a part of that play.
You have been?
I have
So
been.
I need to hear this. There's a breaking ball strike 1 and 2. Go ahead. All right, so you now it's
I didn't know
it's your story
that's what
time.
it was called, but we actually had a play at school 2 years ago, and it didn't really have a name, but everyone knew the sign.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball fouled away, and it's still 1 and 2 on Austin Young, the leadoff man in the top of the 4th, as it's 3-1 Oilers.
And,
Continue.
Yeah, we we actually tried it against Utah Valley, which Cole Jordan plays for, if he's still listening to the radio, and it did work, in fact, in a late inning close game.
Was Cole the one that messed it up for the defense? That's tie. It's 2-2.
I don't believe it was Cole that messed it up.
Couldn't have been.
No way.
But, yep, skunk in the outfield. That's what that reminded me of. The 2-2 is inside 3-2. I'm sure people probably call it different things, but I just remember reading an ESPN article about a skunk in the outfield play that lasted, I think, over a minute. I think it was like Rhode Island high school baseball or something.
Back in high school, we used to just be told to just go on the ground.
3-2 is a little high. Ball 4, and Young works the leadoff walk. Third walk issued by Nick Welch.
Now back to the Chinooks, number
Jack
25,
Lawrence
Jack
will
Lawrence.
hit next. But anyway, that was almost a skunk in the outfield. The reason you can do that is because the baseline rule in baseball, there isn't a baseline until a tag is actually attempted on the runner. So if you go into right field, as long as a tag isn't attempted on you, you're doing just fine. Pitch to Lawrence is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Do you know the actual ruling behind how close the tag has to be attempted?
Well, I think the general rule on, I know for balks, it's a step and a reach. So I assume it's something similar for that situation. This is swung on and missed there by Lawrence, and it's 1-1. I think basically you have to have a fielder with a ball that's within a step and a reach of the runner making a tag. And at that point, the baseline forms, and it's a line from where the runner is currently to the next base he's trying to go to. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. Sakino stops it on a knee. 1, West to first, and too late. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Young forced out. Lawrence takes over as the runner at first. And then he'll send up Alec Beeman, who grounded to short his first time up. But, so when there's a tag attempt, the baseline is formed, and it's 3 feet to either side of a line between the runner and the base he's trying to get to. But before that, you can do whatever you want. You can run into right center field and become a skunk in the outfield. Try to tempt the defense to throw the ball to the outfield so you can score from third. That's the strategy behind that play, of course, is that's outside to Nix, or to Beeman. Nix reaching over to catch it, 1-0. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 4th. It's 3-1. The Oilers with the lead. 1-0. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. Welch struggling a little bit with his control here, apparently.
Seems like the off-speed stuff is working today, but the fastball seems to be getting away from him a little bit.
So 2-0 the count to Beeman. Let's see what they go with here. And it's a breaking ball over for a strike. So he had to throw a strike on 2-0, and good point you make there. So he goes to the breaking ball and gets it.
Yeah, when you're sitting behind an account so much, you just go with what's comfortable, what you're feeling in the moment.
2-1. That looked like another breaking ball. That one low and inside, though. 3 balls and a strike. Oilers have a pretty good bullpen situation. Probably the best it's been at any point this season. Plenty of options. Oilers have only had to use 3 relievers total in the first 2 games.
Which is nice when your starting pitching staff takes you deep into games.
And there's a strike called on 3-1. Right over the inner corner of the plate. Beeman took a step across the plate toward first, but Jacob Waldrop said, "You can come back here." 3-2 the count. Lawrence leads from first. Welch working from the stretch. Runner goes, the pitch is in the dirt, ball 4. So the Oilers continue to struggle with walks as a staff. Oilers walked 4 yesterday. They walked a remarkable 12 plus 2 hit batsmen in the first game of the series. 109 walks now make it 113 walks total this season. Ty Beck will be the batter with 2 out and 1 on. 3-1, top of the 4th. The Oilers leading, and Beck fouls one back over the screen. Nothing at 1.
Foul ball brought to you by Cameron.
Foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything. I think I told you about Walden Bros earlier this half inning. Anyway, they can customize just about anything. Nothing in 1. Beck struck out his first time up, a left-hand batter. And he takes inside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ty Beck, who grew up a Chinook, almost literally.
In the river?
That's why I said almost literally. But he spent as many summers as a youngster as the Chinooks bat boy. Throw over to first, a turn from Welch, and getting back in there on the ground is Jack Lawrence. Lawrence the runner at second, Beeman the runner at first. 1-1 the count on Ty Beck, 1 out, and a 2-run lead for the Oilers in the top of the 4th. Beck the number 7 hitter. Right on left, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third, could be 2. Shaver throws to second, 1 on to first. And no return throw, in fact. As West electing not to try to throw to first. Looked like Shaver double clutched a little bit, hesitated for a moment. Probably should have tagged Lawrence. Even if he would have had to settle for 1 out, it would have been the only out. It would have been the lead runner. And maybe he could have tried to throw to first, but in any case, he got an out, which is the most important thing. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Beck at first, Lawrence at third, 2 outs for Patty McCormick, who grounded out his first time up. First pitch to the right-hand batter. A check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. According to the first base umpire, Connor Lindsay. 1 ball and no strikes. Zansonye, the on-deck man. McCormick from Northern Illinois University hits 8th in the order. Struggling at the plate this season. The pitch hit on the ground, foul of third base. And the count will be 1 ball and 1 strike. This one of 3 games in the ABL today. The Miners and the Pilots are playing a doubleheader. And that at stake there at Mulcahy Stadium is first place in the standings. The 1-1. Raking ball just missed. But it's 2 balls, 1 strike. See if we can get you a score update on maybe the first of those games. We count 2 balls and a strike on McCormick. The pitch swung on and fouled away to the right side. It's 2-2.
The foul ball brought to you by Stenard Builder Supply.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Top of the 4th, 3-1 Oilers. Right on right, Welch pitching and McCormick batting. The pitch. Swung on and bounced to third. Reaching forward is Shaver. He throws to second and gets the out just in front of a sliding Ty Beck. Another 5-4 fielder's choice will bring the inning to a close. No runs on no hits. No errors. And 2 men left on base. There were 3 fielder's choices in the inning. And so with the middle of the 4th, it's still the Oilers 3, the Chinooks 1. On ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, KSLD, Soldotna, Kenai, Homer, and RadioKenai.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Ruffridge from Soldotna Professional Pharmacy. Whether you grew up here like me or just moved into town, I'm sure you value small-town friendly service. Well, that's what you can expect at Soldotna Professional Pharmacy. My welcoming staff and I are ready to serve you with a smile and a helping hand. You'll find us at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna, or call us at 262-3800. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I look forward to serving you.
Hot Rock's Asphalt Paving, your local paving company on the peninsula with 25 years experience, is ready to drive or parking lot today. Just call 907-420-4729. Need a little spot patched up or have a small project that needs asphalt or paved? Call Hot Rod Asphalt Paving for a free estimate. 907-420-4729. Hot Rod's Asphalt Paving, a proud sponsor of Peninsula Oilers baseball. 907-420-4729.
We are in the bottom of the fourth. Jerry Nix will lead things off for the Oilers. Rather, Jacob Shaver will lead things off for the Oilers. Nix was the last out of the third. So Shaver, Brown, and Shimashita for the Peninsula here as they lead 3-1. And some of that was thanks to Jake Shaver, who tripled his first time up over Justin Gretsch's head in right field. First pitch, right on right from Cody, is a little bit low and ball to no strikes. Shaver, a two-way player, primarily a hitter from the University of Arizona as he swings over a breaking ball, 1-1. He's had great success, though, as a pitcher, having not allowed to run yet this season. On the mound, we might well see him on the mound at some point in this series. 1-1, and the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. It's a beautiful night here in Kenai, and the beer garden is now, we can say, I think, full. Good crowd tonight for the middle game of this series. The 2-1 is popped up, right field. Gretsch will camp under it and grab the can of corn for out number 1. Jake Brown will step to the plate. We're trying to find you a score between the Miners and the Glacier Pilots. And still unsuccessful in that endeavor. We'll let you know. Jake Brown will be the batter. Brown grounded out to second base his first time up. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Tomorrow will be a day game. Game 4 of the series, scheduled for 2 o'clock. Love to see you here for that. We'll, of course, be on the radio at 1:40 for the Sweeney's pregame show. Fastball high, and it's 1-1 strike on Jake Brown. 3-1 Oilers, bottom of the fourth. 1 out, nobody on base. Cody finishing up his second time through the batting order. And he gets a swing and a miss there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Chinooks certainly want Landon Cody to go as far as he can into this game. And last time against the Oilers, he went 7, but he only allowed 1 run in that game. Oilers already with a 3-run lead here, a 3-1 lead here, a 2-run lead. 1-2 is a strike called. Fastball over the outer third, and I think Brown might have thought that one was high.
Yeah, either high or away. Couldn't really tell what he was looking for.
Now batting for the Oilers, number 8, James Shimashita.
First strikeout of the game for Landon Cody. James Shimashita will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Shimashita now is going to have that on-base percentage for the moment over 500, which is just fantastic. Just don't get that very often, as this one's fouled off to the left and out of play, 0-1. The foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. It's already 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in this game. Shimashita, the 0-1, is fouled away to the left, and it's 0-2. Shimashita actually did not have a good start to this season at the plate. but he has heated up and then some since. 0-2. Fastball away, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on James Shimashita. It's really been, once the Oilers got home for the first time, that Shimashita's bat started to heat up, and it's been red hot ever since. A 10-game hitting streak, including this game. 1-2. Foul back, and the count's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Score 3-1 Oilers. The 1-2 is fouled the other way. Out of play. Over toward the batting cage.
By Gary and Sharon Hale.
I count 1 ball and 2 strikes on James Shimashita. 1-2. Fastball popped up. Shallow left field toward the line. Long run for Saunier, and he makes the catch. In foul territory, a nice running grab by Zan Saunier. Oilers go down 1-2-3 in the 4th. We go to the 5th. It's 3-1 for the home team on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
So, you're on K Beach Road and wanted a great cocktail or favorite beer of choice and simply just want to unwind? The place to stop is the Vagabond Inn, where you're sure to have lots of laughs, beers, and lots of cheers, plus the best drink prices in town. The Vagabond Inn is a sports bar, liquor store, and is just a perfect hangout with friends. Oh, and NASCAR fans are sure to always have all your NASCAR on weekly, along with cornhole and horseshoes in the back. Check their Facebook page for their weekend entertainment. The Vagabond Inn, located on K Beach Road.
The working man's store. We got what you're looking for.
The warehouse is now open at Sweeney's in Soldotna, located right behind the store. Flannels at $8.47, regularly $16.95. T-shirts $5 to $7, and there's a huge variety. Rain gear on sale at the warehouse, along with socks, jeans, jackets, and outerwear. Everything 30 to 70% off. It's summertime at Sweeney's in Soldotna.
It's the top of the 5th inning. The Oilers lead 3-1 against the Chinooks here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark. This is the 13th straight home game the Oilers are playing here. 2 more at home tomorrow and Monday left in the series. So it'll be a 15-game homestand once it's all over for the Oilers. Then they'll head for 7 on the road. The pitch a little bit low, and it's 1-0 to Saunier, who's a 197 batter, but he singled his first time up. Winds up to the 1-0. Fastball finds the top of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zan Saunier, with Ben Weaver and Justin Gretsch due on deck. The 1-1. Is bounced on the ground towards shortstop, cut off by Shaver. He throws wide of the bag, down toward the fence. Nix will back it up, but Saunier goes to second base. Well, Sakina was moving to his right. He wound up at third base at the end of the play. The third baseman, Shaver, was moving to his left, cutting in front. He wound up at second base. I think that was probably the right decision by Shaver to go cut that ball off. But he just missed the throw, so it'll be a 2-base error on Shaver. Although that could easily be scored a single and an error, as the pitch is up and away. Oilers tried almost a pitch out. I think that was just a miss, but effectively a pitch out on Weaver. They pulled back the bunt to 1-0. Only question there, I guess, on the scoring is if Shaver would have had him at first with a good throw. What do you think, Hayden?
I don't know.
It's bunted down the third baseline. A terrific bunt. Shaver's going to pick it up and not have a play anywhere. Ben Weaver with a picture-perfect bunt down the grass, down the third baseline. Saunier winds up at third. On the bunt single by Weaver. Runners of the corners, nobody out for the Chinooks here in the top of the fifth. Oilers with a 3-1 lead. So we do score that for now, I believe, a two-base error.
No, I put it as a single.
A single and an error, so give Saunier an infield single there. Fair enough. I think I could have gone either way. Gretsch is the batter, and he takes one down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. So Saunier reached first on an infield single. So that is going to be the third Chinook base hit of the ball game. The fourth Chinook. The third, there's a total of 4, excuse me. That's fouled at the plate, 1-1 by Justin Gretsch. Foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. 4 hits total for the Chinooks, including that one by Saunier. And the error, the second, committed by the Oilers, allowing him to go from first to second. Now he's at third, and Weaver's at first after the bunt single. Throw over to first, and Weaver back in safely. Weaver can steal a bag. He's 3 for 4 coming in this season. He already stole one in this game. One where Jerry Nix threw it into center field, and Noah Hennings was unable to back it up, and Weaver came all the way around to score an unearned run, the only run of the game so far for the Chinooks. The 1-1 foul back by Gretsch. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners on the corners. No one out, top of the fifth for Chugiak Eagle River, who trailed the Oilers 3-1. Mathison's on deck. You'd really want to get an out here before facing Ryan Mathison, who's got a lot of power and a lot of pop in his bat. 1-2. In the dirt. West keeps it in the dirt circle around home plate, and it's 2-2. Gretsch, the right fielder, right-hand batter. 291 is average on the season, but 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday. Chinooks team that bats .249 with a .359 on base percentage. Both of those significantly higher than the Oilers. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Perfect hammer from Nick Welch. We haven't seen too many of those this game, but it's his 3rd strikeout, and it comes at a good time for one. Weaver still at first. Saunier still at third for Mathison. Couple of infield hits and an error in this inning. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Throw to first, Weaver back in safely. Well, there's playing for outs right now. Bowling holding on, Weaver at first. Shaver back at third, and the middle infielders, Sakino and West, are also back. Another throw to first. Close-ish play, but safe the call by Connor Lindsay. Still no count on Mathison, who's grounded to short 2 times. Right on right, the pitch. Fastball away. 1 ball and no strikes. Does look like the Oilers have somebody getting loose in the bullpen. Not throwing quite yet. Swelch looks to work through the fifth.
Will O'Neill.
1-0. Strike called on the inside corner, a ball and a strike.
O'Neill was going to go in yesterday before the big inning in the 7th that ended the game. So I think it's a good move by Coach Miz to have him be the first out of the bullpen.
Well, 1-1. Breaking ball. There's his strike. 1-2. Now, Mathison in danger of striking out with a runner on third and 1 out. Something you never want to do. Been better for the Oilers would be a ground ball. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, golfed to the right side. That'll reach the bleachers. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Austin Young, who has walked twice, waits on deck.
Yeah, it definitely would be nice for a ground ball right here.
One out, runners on the corners, 3-1 Oilers in the 5th. The Chinooks bat in the top half. 1-2. Fastball just missed inside, not by much at all. The Oilers don't get the call. And Oilers dugout asking the question of Jacob Waldrop, who indicates he thought that was inside. Give him the benefit of the doubt. 2-2. Guess it's not ours to give, but anyway. 2-2. That one missed high. Also a close pitch.
There.
3-2 now. It's a big pitch here to Mathison. We'll see if they give Weaver a head start with 1 out and a full count. Weaver, the runner at first. Not going. 3-2. Popped up in the air. Right field. This might get the run home. Tagging at third will be Saunier. Shimashita makes the catch. The throw to the plate is not in time. It was a great throw. Just a little up the third baseline. Nix tried to catch it and spin for the tag. But just able to elude it was Saunier. So he scores, and the Chinooks cut the Oilers' lead in half. It's now 3-2.
Now batting number 22, Austin Young.
Very good throw there by Shimashita. Nix did all he could. The Oilers almost able to get the double play. So 2 outs, a runner at first. Still in the top of the 5th. Oilers lead now cut to 3-2, and Anthony Mizrahi is going to go and talk with Nick Welch. So Will O'Neill continues to get loose in the bullpen. Oilers 3, Chinooks 2. Oilers come into this game 2.5 games above the Chinooks in the ABL standings. The two teams occupy the 4th and 5th spots in the standings. Oilers at 7-16, the Chinooks at 5-19. Again, the top 4 of the 5 teams in the ABL make the playoffs. A head-to-head matchup here between these two teams fighting for that 4th spot. A runner goes from first, and the pitch is fouled back off the pole by Austin Young. No balls in a strike. Young has walked twice, so Mathison gets a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Saunier scored. Weaver now the runner at first. Unless there's another hit in this inning, that'll be an unearned run that is scored by Saunier. Pitch high, 1-1. What have you made of Nick Welch today, Hayden?
I think for the most part he's competing to his best right now. I know he doesn't have all the stuff that he wants in his back pocket in his playbook, but he's definitely putting on a show for us here in the ballpark.
1-1, fouled away to the right, 1-2. The best we've seen Nick this season was the first time he played the Chinooks in Shugiak Eagle River. You and Welch made their Oiler debuts back-to-back, and were both terrific, is allowing the Oilers to come back in that game from 7-3 to win at 10-7 in 10 innings. 1-2 is hit on the ground to second base. West to his left, sidearms to first, and that retires the side. 1 run, and it is an unearned run on 2 hits,
and 1 error.
1 error, and 1 left. Halfway through, it's the Oilers 3 and the Chinooks 2 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve. Homeschooling time is upon us, and you can get yourself all the stuff you need right here at Beeman's.
Matt, we are an approved vendor for Connections, Idea, and Raven. You need to check with your school when your allotments are available, but we stock basic school supplies. We have arts and crafts supplies, educational games, workbooks, science kits, reading books, sports equipment, all sorts of things for your homeschool needs.
Come on here at Beeman's, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
What are we doing at Alaska Car Shop?
Going to get a couple subs.
You do realize the Alaska Car Shop sells stereo decks and subwoofers, right? Not sandwiches?
Yeah, they're the shop that rocks, but their open sign isn't on. Hang on, I'm gonna go check the door. Hello? Steve? Kyle? You guys in there?
Hey, I just heard on the radio they're closed till July 11th in observance of Independence Day. So the whole staff can have some extra time off.
Oh, that's cool.
Alaska Car Shop will be closed July 4th to July 11th. Happy Independence Day.
3-2 Oilers as we enter the second half of this game against Landon Cody. Still on for the fifth inning. He's thrown 65 pitches through 4 innings. So solidly efficient for Landon Cody, but even still, the Oilers figure to get a couple of innings at least at bats against the extremely depleted Chinooks bullpen. Right on right, Graydon West at the plate, and the first pitch is down low, ball 1. Oilers got a run in the second inning on Jacob Shaver RBI triple, and a couple of runs in the third inning, a Carson Seaman RBI single and a Dalton Bowling sac fly. 1-0. On the outside corner at the knees, a strike. The Chinooks got a run in the first on a stolen base on a throw that went into center field and then past the center fielder Noah Hennings. A Little League style run. And this one is grounded foul of third, and it's 1-2. The foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Chinooks with another unearned run just now in the top of the fifth. A couple of infield singles with an error and a sac fly. 1-2 is looped to second base and caught there by McCormick. 1 out.
Now back to the Oilers, shortstop number 1, Shun Sakino.
Sakino comes up. He singled and scored in the third, 1 out of 2. Coming off a 3-hit game yesterday. Sakino actually has 3 hits in half the games the Oilers have played against the Chinooks this season. He had 2 hits in the first game of this series. Takes a strike here at the knees, 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. The Oilers are up 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Try and make Landon Cody work hard. 0-1. Missed outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Way off the line at third is Lawrence. He is also even with the bag in case Sakino wants to bunt. 1-1 is hit out to left field. Moving over and back is Saunier. They'll have to let it land. He picks it up as Sakino heads for second. The throw, not in time. Saunier did pretty well, unable to reach it in the air, but he grabbed it on a bounce and fired to second base from near the left field corner. But Sakino with good speed, hustling all the way with a 1-out double. So Sakino's bat, the latest, really heating up now for the Oilers.
Number 24,
Noah Hennings will have a runner in scoring position. It's the 12th double given up by Landon Cody. Most doubles any single pitcher has allowed this season in the Alaska Baseball League. The fans want a double-double. The pitch is a strike called, and the count 0-1. 1 out, a man on second as the Oilers lead 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Hennings 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Hitting .281 for the season, coming in a .378 on base percentage. The 0-1 misses outside and low, 1-1. Hennings, one of the more patient hitters on the Oilers. It's a really good thing in a game like this, where one of the objectives, as we've discussed, has to be to get to the bullpen.
Exactly, and I think that's what we're doing, is we're seeing good pitches and running longer at bats.
And Cody steps off just to look at Sakino as McCormick charged in toward the second base bag. Sakino, though, a decent-sized lead. He is watched by the second baseman, McCormick. A massive hole in the right side of the infield. McCormick's playing nearly up the middle, just to the right of second base. 1-1 is strike called at the knees on the inside corner. 1-2. Innings grounded out in the first, singled as part of the Oilers' 2-run third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Breaking ball in on the hands, and he fouled it back over the screen. After this, Oilers have a game tomorrow at 2, a game Monday at 6, an off day, and they'll hit the road for 7 games in 7 days. Then they'll come back home to play the Bucks for 5 games. 1-2 is skied in the air to center field. He got way under it. Weaver moves in, makes the catch. Sakino retreats to second base. So it'll be up to Carson Seaman to try and take advantage of Sakino's double.
Batting for the Peninsula Oilers, designated hitter number 26, Carson Seaman.
And Seaman lined a single his last time up, and then had one of the most bizarre stolen bases I've ever seen, even though he was not a skunk in the outfield. Seaman also an RBI in that third inning with a single to left field. Sakino at second with 2 outs. Oilers up a run in the 5th. Pitch misses away, 1 ball and no strikes. Still milling around, but only that in the Chinooks bullpen. Will O'Neill looks to be getting hot in the Oilers bullpen. He's throwing off the mound. Runner at second, 1 out for Seaman. Cody set. And time is called by Seaman, and Cody was already trying to make his pitch, so he went through with it.
We'll see if he comes back with that same pitch.
1 ball and no strikes to count. Sometimes you'll do that as a pitcher. No, you'll, even if time is called, you'll go follow through with your pitch anyway. Just make sure nothing goes wrong.
Exactly.
Once you've started a pitch, if you shut that down, something can go wrong.
There is a higher possibility of injury in that moment.
1-0 to Seaman. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut there to pitch low in the strike zone. And it's 1-1. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Oilers. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Chinooks. Carson trying to restore the Oilers' 2-run lead that they had going into the 5th inning. It's now 3-2 the score. 1-1. Low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sakino, good speed. He's the runner at second with 2 outs. Seaman, a right-hand batter, 2-way player from UC Irvine, will be the starting pitcher for the Oilers tomorrow. And he was the starting catcher yesterday, starting a DH today. The 2-1 is a strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Seaman putting together a patient at bat, making Landon Cody work. Set at the belts. And the 2-2 to Seaman. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball away. That's the second strikeout for Landon Cody. And for the Oilers, no runs. 1 hit, the Sakino double. And he's stranded at second base. At the end of 5, it's the Chinooks trailing the Oilers 3-2 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Yikes! That's no way to treat your truck bed. Before you start throwing tools, wood, fishing equipment, four-wheelers, and everything else in the bed of your truck, protect it with Rhino Lining, the best spray.
Will into pitch.
The sixth.
Yeah, sixth inning. Going into the top of the sixth.
Rhino Linings of the Peninsula can protect it. We can also spray things for ATVs, boats, and trailers. For more information, call Rhino Linings of the Peninsula at 252-2598. That's Rhino Linings of the Peninsula, 252-2598.
Steam on Wheels is excited to announce the opening of their Main Street pit commercial and residential use of unique quality topsoil, sand, pit run, sewer rock, drainage rock. Give Steam on Wheels a call at 262-3240. Need it hauled? Steam on Wheels can help. Get your project done today. Call Steam on Wheels at 262-3240. Screen topsoil, screen sand, pit run, gravel, sewer rock, and drainage rock available. Just call 262-3240. Steam on Wheels open Monday through Saturday.
We've got a call to the bullpen as we start the sixth inning. Oilers up on the Chinooks 3-2. It's brought to you by Peninsula Pumping, your local homegrown septic pumping company. When you need to get your septic pumped, give your bullpen sponsor a call. Peninsula Pumping, 907-262-5969. The new Oiler pitcher is Will O'Neill, and his numbers on the season in 6 appearances. 0-2 with a 6.14 ERA. 7 in the third innings, 10 hits, 13 runs, 5 earned, 10 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 1 wild pitch, 5 hit by pitches. Struggled a bit with his control. And Jacob Waldrop wants the Chinooks back in their dugout. I guess he's a stickler. We already knew he was a stickler.
Yeah, that was pretty self-evident when we had more throwouts in the past 4 games than we have had all season. So,
right-hand batter Jack Lawrence leads off against O'Neill and swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Lawrence 0 for 2 of Fielder's choices last time up. We'll give you the Everybody Rides Again pitching line on Nick Welch. Everybody Rides Again, looking for a used vehicle. No credit, bad credit, no problem. Your job plus a small down payment is all you need. The 0-1 is a strike at the knees, 0-2. Located on the big corner, K Beach and Poppy Lane. Call 907-260-3053. That's 907-260-3053. Everybody Rides Again. Welch goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits and 2 runs. Neither of the runs was earned. 0-2 in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 walks at 3 strikeouts. I think fair to say that it wasn't at his very best, Nick Welch, but he got the job done. 5 good innings, and he leaves in line for the win.
Yeah, definitely gave the Oilers a really good chance at a win here. So, not his best stuff showing today, but definitely competed to his most.
1-2, fastball sails away as O'Neill lost his hat, overthrew that one. It's 2-2 on Lawrence. And strikes have been the issue for O'Neill. He got ahead 0-2 here, but now it's 2-2 after the 0-2 and the 1-2 were both not close. Left-hand pitcher from the third base side, 2-2. It is foul back. And that foul ball is brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Will last worked the 11th inning, Game 3 of the Miners series, and was losing pitcher in that game. The decisive run coming on a balk with the bases loaded. And it was the funny runner, the free runner that started that inning. He got out of it, but the others couldn't pick him up with runs in the bottom of the inning. 2-2 is lifted in the air to left field. Backing up on it is Brown. He was playing pretty deep. He makes the catch. Several steps in front of the warning track. 4 out, number 1.
Next up, number 7, Alex Beeman.
And Alec Beeman will step to the plate. He is grounded out and walked. Control is the name of the game for Will O'Neill. So far, so good through 1 batter. 1 out in the 6th, 3-2 Oilers. First pitch to Beeman. Low it inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Wonder who's going to come out of the bullpen after O'Neill.
Yeah, we do have most of the bullpen still available and ready to go, so
1-0, fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes.
Does give Coach Miz a lot of options to go to.
That fell off again there. Looks like there is some loosening up in the bullpen. 2-0 to Beeman. Now the pitch. In the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. And the control issues evident again. He steps off behind the mound. Now steps on. We'll get ready for the 3-0. Brings the hands together above the belt, working from the stretch, even with no one on base. 3-0. Swung on and grounded foul toward the Chinooks dugout.
Surprised there to see a green light 3-0.
Me too. It was a strike, but still. Now it's 3-1. Pitch. Fastball on the outer third, strike 2, and Will lost his hat again. Didn't want to move to a size smaller. Sharon's guess is that Will lost his hat and borrowed somebody else's. Seems like a reasonable guess.
It tends to happen a lot, even
3-2 is pulled foul on the ground toward the beer garden. 3-2 as that stayed on that time. Beeman just a 127 hitter, so you really want to throw a strike to him on 3-2. The next. Oh, way up and out. Ball 4. 11th walk now in 7 2/3 innings by O'Neill. So Beeman reaches first, and Ty Beck will come up. Beck is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. This will be lefty on lefty here. O'Neill to Beck. 3-2 Oilers lead in the top of the 6th. O'Neill set. First pitch to Beck. Fastball away, and Nix calls time. We'll go out and talk to Will. And the Oilers are getting another lefty warm, it looks like. Jackson and Deal.
The only kid on our team who hasn't been to college yet.
That's true. And Deal, an incoming freshman at Long Beach State. 1-0. Up and in, ball 2. It's a 1-run game, so you really can't afford to give O'Neill too long of a leash.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
You can't find the strike zone.
How long the leash will be today for O'Neill.
So this isn't anything new for Will. A 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. Started off well. Came back in the at-bat against Beeman. But he's fallen behind 3-0 here against Beck. After Beeman did wind up walking. The 3-0. Way inside, ball 4. And it looks like Jackson Andeal is going to start to get hot pretty soon.
Now batting number 5, Patty McCormick.
But O'Neill stays in for now. Beeman to second, Beck to first on the walk, and McCormick coming up.
Hopefully we can get a ball on the ground right now and get Will O'Neill out of a tough situation.
McCormick 0 for 2, ground out and a fielder's choice. And after stalling for a little bit of time, Anthony Mizrahi is going to go out and talk to Will O'Neill. We'll see if he makes a pitching change now or lets Will face McCormick. Jackson and Deal getting ready in the bullpen. Just a conversation right now. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 6th. It's the Oilers 3, the Chinooks 2 in a crucial game for The Oilers' playoff chances. If they win, they'll be 3.5 games ahead of the Chinooks, which will be their most comfortable playoff position all season. If they lose, it'll be back down to a precarious 1.5 games. And Will's going to stay out there for now. Against McCormick, just a 114 hitter who's hit 2 balls on the ground today. All you're asking Will O'Neill to do right now is throw a strike. Now time is called, and I'm not sure why. Bowling has an issue with his hand, I think. The athletic trainer going to help him with that. I just guess that's what that was. Anyway, whatever was bothering Dalton looks like he's okay now. He goes back to his first base position. Beeman at first, Beeman at second, Beck at first. They both walked. 1 out, top of the 6th, 3-2 Oilers. Left on right, McCormick at the dish. And he squares to bunt and pulls back at a pitch high out of the strike zone, 1-0. The corners, rather, Bowling was charging in from first, and Shaver was going to go cover third. Shaver playing in front of the runner. Rather, Bowling, first baseman, playing in front of the runner. Rest of the infield straight up. Shaver is in on the grass now, 2 at third. 1-0, squares, gets it down the third baseline, but foul. And it's 1-1. That foul ball is brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store.
I think what McCormick is trying to do right here is he's trying to extend Will out and see a few pitches. He saw one in the zone and laid the bunt down, but we'll see if he goes for it again.
He hasn't squared yet. Let's see if he does. He doesn't, and he swings and misses at a pitch that probably was not in the strike zone, 1-2.
Definitely not. It was way up in the zone, and that's where Will tends to have his misses, but you can see he still seems under control up there on the mound.
Oh, Oilers can extend a big thank you to McCormick. 1-2, very different than 2-1. 1-2. Swung on and fouled away to the right side. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Folks, if you can help us out.
Now the strike zone maybe gets a little bit bigger with McCormick having to protect.
Walking by you, grab it, bring it over to the snack shack.
But still, he's got to be careful not to hit something on the ground. Saunier on deck is 2 for 2. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Way upstairs. He had to duck out of the way. It's 2-2.
Looks similar to the one he swung at.
Yeah, it wasn't too much further than that one, indeed. And Deal is getting hot in the bullpen. It's 2-2 on McCormick. Left on right. Kick and the pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air to right. Routine play for Shimashita, who hardly has to move. He makes the catch and throws a bullet on 1 hop to third. Lawrence was just bluffing from second base. And O'Neill does have the second out of the inning. He'll now face Zan Saunier. What a scoreless inning would do, I think, for Will's confidence would be huge. And that's still very much in play with 2 out and 2 on. Saunier, a line drive hit and then an infield hit. And he scored in the 5th. Left-hand batter, and the pitch is grounded back to O'Neill through his legs into center, a base hit. Hennings will arrive to the ball, but the run will score from second base. Beeman ties the game. Here in the 6th inning for the Chinooks, it's 3-3 on Zan Saunier's 3rd base hit of the game, right through the legs of O'Neill, who tried to go and field it, I think kind of upside down, inside out, whatever it would have been. He wasn't able to get to it. Beck goes to second base. Sonia with the RBI hit to tie it. Still 2 out, 2 on. Now Ben Weaver, who bunted for a hit his last time. He's 2 for 3. Another left-hand hitter, and he swings at this one and hits it out toward left. Brown moves to his left and makes the catch. That retires the side. Chinooks get a run on 1 hit. No errors. 2 left. They tie the game. Middle of the 6th, it's 3-3 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Has your physician recommended that you have surgery? Look up Surgery Center of Kenai, an independent outpatient surgery center that provides a large scope of services nationwide care provided by outstanding surgeons. Surgery Center of Kenai is contracted with most health plans, Cross of Alaska, Federal Blue Cross, Medicaid, Workers' Comp, Multi-Plan, TRICARE, and VA. You can reach us at 335-2580 or check us out on the web at Surgery Center of Kenai, making a positive difference in our community one patient at a time.
He made me feel low. He just wouldn't listen. He kept pushing me. I only wanted an oil change.
Automotive shop bullying. Eating costs a lot of repeat If you're struggling with
dance
ASB and ARA are not real things, but Dan's Automotive is a real place located next to Napa and Soldana. From oil changes to brakes and tune-ups. Dan's Automotive. Advice.
Birthday greeting for Monica Frost. Happy birthday. 81 years old today. Congratulations.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th. As Hayden will leave you to figure out our point streak issues. But I guess Point Streak decided that you can have a guy pass another runner and then score. I get the sense that people who made the Point Streak software that we used to score the games didn't know a lot about baseball.
I promise I'm trying my best here.
Well, keep trying. 3-3 as we enter the bottom of the 6th. Bowling, Nix, and Shaver, 6, 7, and 8 in the first pitch. As a little bit outside, ball 1 to Dalton Bowling. Bowling is fouled out and hit a sacrifice fly. Tied at 3 with Landon Cody, still on now, pitching the bottom of the 6th. And his 1-0 is hammered to left field, down the line. If it's fair, it's extra bases, but it's foul. That one hop the wall next to the Chinooks bullpen. The power of Bowling evident, to be sure. It's 1-1. Foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything that specialize in clothing, like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Call them at 907-394-5510. 1-1 the count to Bowling. Here's the pitch. He swings at this one and fouls it the other direction to the right field seats. Bleachers by the first base side is 1-2.
Brought to you by Toko and Jared Using.
3-3 as we come into the bottom of the 6th inning. Chinooks took a 1-0 lead. Whalers made it 3-1 in their favor in the 3rd, but the Chinooks have scored a run in the 5th and a run in the 6th. 1-2 is swung on, hit in the air to center field. Weaver moves to his right, makes the catch for the out. And Jerry Nix will be the next batter. And Nix is 1 for 2.
Now batting for the Vanessa Oilers, catcher number 12, Jerry Nix.
Nix, an infield hit and a run scored in the 2nd inning, fly to right in the 3rd. 1 out, no one on, 3-3 game here in the 6th inning. The pitch to Nix. Swung on, hit on one hop, backhanded by Beeman, who drops it. Now he's got to hurry, makes the throw on time. Alec Beeman able to recover after getting the ball on one hop near the outfield grass. Went in and out of his glove on the ground, but he picked it up and still had time to throw out Nick 6-3. So 2 quick outs here. Bottom of the 6th for Landon Cody. Now Jacob Shaver will step in. One out, nobody on. 2 outs rather, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th, 3-3 game. Shaver squares to bunt, pulls it back and takes a strike. 0-1. I don't think Shaver's actually going to lay one down there. Just trying to confuse the defense a little bit. The 0-1 is swung on and lifted in the air to left field over toward the line. Saunier will wait and make the catch. Just shy of the warning track. About 10 steps to the right of the foul line in fair territory. A 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th. And we go to the 7th. It's a brand new ball game, 3-3 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, KSLD, Soldotna, Kenai Homer, and RadioKenai.com.
Alaska Waste, your hometown hauler on the peninsula, offering more choices so you can get the service you want and need. Need a trash container for just a little bit? Call Alaska Waste. They offer short-term programs as little as 1 week. Need a trash container for a longer time and want to save money? Ask about Alaska Waste annual programs. Alaska Waste offers residential and commercial services. If your trash service isn't with Alaska Waste and want to see how they can save you money, call now. Alaska Waste, 907-283-9390.
It is summertime in Alaska. Alaska Mobile Storage can help you take back your garage to clear your collectibles and transform your life. Be calling Alaska Mobile Storage today. Rent a storage container by the week or the month. Need it longer? No problem. They will deliver it to your driveway to secure your belongings so you can clean, transform, and renovate your space. They will deliver the unit anywhere on the peninsula. Check them out on Facebook or at their website at alaskamobilestorage.com. Locally owned and operated, located on K Beach Road. 907-354-4444. Alaska Mobile Storage.
Big 3 innings coming up for the Oilers. Jackson and Deal is the new pitcher as we hit the 7th inning in a 3-3 game. The call to the bullpen is brought to you by Peninsula Pumping, your local homegrown septic pumping company. When you need to get your septic pumped, give your bullpen sponsor a call. Peninsula Pumping, 907-262-5969. Jackson Andiel, the incoming freshman at Long Beach State, is the new pitcher. He replaces Will O'Neill, whose pitching line is brought to you by Everybody Rides Again. Looking for a used vehicle? No credit, bad credit, no problem. Your job plus a small down payment is all you need. Located on the big corner, K Beach and Poppy Lane. Call 907-260-3053. That's 907-260-3053. O'Neill goes an inning, gives up a hit and an earned run. 2 walks, no strikeouts. As he gave up the tying run on a 2-out RBI single by Zan Saunier. And Deal will be facing 2, 3, and 4 in the Chinooks batting order. Gretsch, Mathison, and Young. And he comes in with just 2 appearances on the season. He was one of the latest Oilers arrivals to Alaska this summer, filling one of the spots vacated by injuries. Oilers haven't had quite as many injuries as the Chinooks in the pitching department, but still quite a few. And Deal 3 1/3, 3 hits, a run, 7 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And he throws down in the dirt for ball 1 here. No record, an ERA of 2.70. He's also got 1 hit by pitch and 1 wild pitch. 2 appearances. Just graduated high school. Hasn't played an inning of college ball. 1-0 is whacked foul on the ground at a third of the way toward the on-deck circle on the third base side. 1-1. The foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. 1-1 from Andeal. Fastball away. 2 balls and a strike. Braxton, just a 3-pitch mix. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Incoming freshman at Long Beach State. Wind up, and the 2-1 is fouled off to the right. It's 2-2.
That foul ball brought to you by Senior Ponchos.
Does look like there's somebody warming up in the Chinooks bullpen. I think that might be James Arend.
I'll take a look through the binos.
2-2. Down and in. Nearly hit him in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a big pitch upcoming. 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 7th. It's the Chinooks 3 and the Oilers 3. Winds up, and here's the 3-2. Swung out and drilled toward left field. Back is Hennings to the track, and he makes the catch. That's Jake Brown, excuse me. Hennings playing center field. Brown makes the catch on the edge of the warning track. Gretsch gave it a ride, but it's out number 1 here in the 7th.
Looks like the pitcher in the Chinooks bullpen's number 18, James Arend.
James Arend, and we saw Arend just 2 days ago, so again, and not surprising, and Arend threw 3 innings in that game, so the Chinooks are just going with what they've got, and the thing is they haven't got much. Behind Arend, I don't know who we'd see. So that's fouled off, but it's nothing in 1. I think they're going to probably try and ride Arend through the rest of this game would be my guess.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Ryan Mathison at the plate, a right-hand batter. And Deal works from the full windup, unlike Will O'Neill. And this one is smacked toward right field. Coming in, Shimashita, he grabs it for the second out. So 2 outs and nobody on for Austin Young. Hayden, you've experienced that for yourself. In the Alaska League, when you throw strikes, even if the other team hits balls in the air, it tends to be good for the defense.
Exactly. As long as you're making the defense work, it kind of helps out on the scoreboard.
The pitch to Young, way outside, 1-0. I mean, that pitch, that fly out by Gretsch is a home run.
Anywhere.
10 out of 10 times during the college season in the spring.
Exactly. Especially if you're playing in a state with either elevation, wind, or heat, it's going to fly.
The 1-0 is down and in, 2-0. And the ABL has none of those 3 things, and that's why it's so hard to hit the ball far in the air.
It's definitely a pitching dominant league.
But it's still on the pitcher to take advantage of that and throw strikes. Some of the others have been better than others at that this season. 1-0. There's the strike on the inside corner. Let's see, Hayden, how have you been doing throwing strikes? I think pretty good.
Yeah.
4 walks in 19 2/3 innings, so there you go. You're doing the job. 1-1 is taken outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I appreciate the stat line there. I didn't even know.
But I mean, in all seriousness, that's what it takes. It's okay to maybe pitch differently, change up your approach. I mean, you tell me, is
most definitely, because
2-1 to Young. Swing and a miss to the pitch away.
At school, you're trying to keep everything down in the zone and trying to get people to beat things into the ground, which still works here, but you can also mess around with going up in the zone. So,
right, you pay way less often for missing up in the strike zone here than you would at college.
Yeah, well, I paid for it once, but
that's fouled off to the right and out of play.
Once out of the many flyouts that I've had that haven't gone out, I'll definitely take that ratio any day.
You play in a pretty easy stadium to hit home runs, if I'm not mistaken.
I do. We're
an infamous stadium.
Yeah, I think we're sitting around 3,000 feet, and
New Mexico State.
The wind comes in up to 70 miles an hour, and we still play.
2-2. I guess it was 3-2 because it's down and in, ball 4. Young walks for the 3rd time with 2 outs in the 7th. Still 3-3 to score.
No one likes pitching that guy, I guess.
Guess not.
Jack Lawrence.
And Miz in a hustle to the mound.
I've never seen him run like that.
I saw him in stride once with James Shimashita after a timeout called on offense.
Was that the one where Shimashita threw it to the backstop? Trying to throw home with the bases loaded?
No, he was. No, it was not that. We were on offense. Miz was coaching first. Yeah, the idea of that mound was it was just to slow him down. He's a pretty inexperienced and being in a somewhat pressured situation. So Miz definitely eases the mind and the heart of many guys.
3-3 game in the 7th inning. It'll be a little bit of a whisperer, no, if you're a pitching coach?
Somewhat of a wizard.
Pitch is down low, 1 ball with no strikes to Lawrence. I think Anthony Mizrahi has a good composed demeanor on the mound. You'd know better than I, but anyway, the 1-0 to Lawrence. Fastball missed high, 2-0. The good news is Alec Beeman's on deck, a $127 hitter. Bad news is Beeman has walked twice in this game too. And it's 2-0 on Lawrence. He'll be looking to jump on one here, and he's got power. The pitch. Fastball away. 3-0. 2 outs. Young, the runner at first. 3-3 game in the top of the 7th inning. And Deal pitching to Lawrence. The 3-0. There's a strike. Fastball at the knees. 3-1. Lawrence 0 for 3. He's fouled out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and flied out. So I'll have the green light on 3-1 against Andia, left on right. The pitch. Taken outside, ball 4. So Young advances to second. Lawrence reaches on the walk. And Alec Beeman comes up. He walked and scored his last time up. Oilers bullpen has people standing up and moving, but no one throwing. So this is Andeal's 7th inning to get out of. As Beeman steps in. He's grounded out in his only at bat. He's walked twice. His last 2 times. First pitch. Down and in. Not close. 1-0. Ty Beck would be on deck. And now Andeal is in danger of walking the bases loaded, albeit with 2 outs. So nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Oilers. 1-0. Fastball way outside, and Nix will call time and go out and talk with Andeal himself. There's some walking around in that Oilers bullpen. Should have ample pitches available.
Hopefully we bring out the infamous Mose Hayes.
Well, Mose pitched a couple of days ago. We haven't seen Drake Fries in this series.
And as a close game, I'm sure he's going to be getting the call pretty soon, later in the game.
The 2-0 here. Down and in. 3-0. Well, I don't see... I mean, there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. If this is ball 4, he just walked the bases loaded. This last 2 each on 4 pitches, and are you really going to keep him in? The pitch. Outside, ball 4. So 2 straight walks on 4 pitches, 3 straight walks overall. Young to third, Lawrence to second. The bases have been walked loaded, and it looks like a pinch hitter is going to come up for Beck.
Looks like Mose Hayes going in for the warm-up.
And it is Hayes warming up. That's Hayden Keller, who was the starting pitcher yesterday, going into pinch hit for Ty Beck.
Evan Laurie.
A couple of different rosters that we have for the Chinooks. I think it should be Keller on yours, and that's who's coming into the game. So they'll have to make a catching change. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-3 in the top of the 7th, left on left. First pitch, fastball, strike at the knees. 0-1, and Teal is walking a tightrope. Now Mose Hayes is getting warm in the bullpen, and I think he can get hot pretty quickly.
He can. He keeps moving around all game, and makes it so that he can get hot quick.
The 0-1, high, 1-1. Mose Hayes, maybe the Oilers' fireman, you could say.
Exactly.
3 walks in a row, and it's 1-1 now on Keller. Just needs to throw a strike. The 1-1. Swung on and hit in the air to right field. Shimashita waiting. Makes the catch. And the side is retired. The tightrope walk from Jackson and Deal.
And he does.
And he makes it to the other side. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left. We stretch in Kenai. It's the Chinooks 3 and the Oilers 3 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Sun has arrived and your teeth are just waiting to shine. Great news to Ridgeway Family Dentistry is here to help. Exciting the month of June for 50% off. They're accepting new patients and consultation make those teeth whiter. Have a great sun-filled summer. Once again, 264-8404.
From Eyewear Express. Everything is crystal. Look like you snake them out of the Kenai. All scratched up. Well, at Eyewear Express, you get those lenses replaced for if you get them with the scratch guard code. Let me say that again. Eyewear Express will replace your Kenai River looking lenses for free. See the store for details. Eyewear Express in the Peninsula Center Mall. 260.
Number 18, James Aaron.
The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by C&M Muffler and Transmission. When your car is having problems, call on the pros. It's C&M Muffler and Transmission. Alignment issues, brake work, engine problems, electrical, and yes, muffler and transmission repair too. Call them today. C&M Muffler and Transmission, 907-262-6025. Give them a call, or if you need to now, or just save it in your phone in case you need to later. I got the number for C&M Muffler and Transmission, 907-262-6025. James Arend is the new pitcher for the Chinooks. But first, we'll give you the pitching line on Landon Cody. Everybody Rides Again is who brings it to you. Looking for a used vehicle? No credit, bad credit? No problem. Your job plus a small down payment is all you need. Located on the big corner, Cape Beach and Poppy Lane. Call 907-260-3053. That's 907-260-3053 for Everybody Rides Again. The starter, Landon Cody, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Will get a no decision. In his second start against the Oilers this season, James Arend makes already his second appearance of the series, and he was the winning pitcher in the first game of the series, going 3 innings, giving up 2 walks and 4 hits, allowing 1 run and striking out 2. But he got the win in that game as the Chinooks won 10-7.
It looks like Davis Beavers, number 4, comes in to catch for Hayden Keller.
And Brown is the hitter, and he grounds one to shortstop. Beeman up with it. He throws to first, and out by a step is Jake Brown on the first pitch. So Beavers comes in for Beck. And he wears number 4, so Beavers will be the catcher. The next time that the 7 spot comes up in the order for the Chinooks. The batter now is Shimashita against Aaron. And he takes a strike. Aaron, long-haired righty, number 18. He goes to Corbin University, 6'1", 210. Wind up the 0-1 to Shimashita. Bounced through the right side. Base hit. Going it to right field, and James Shimashita continues to rake.
It's almost like clockwork.
It really is. And he's not a flashy player.
No, not one.
Oilers don't really have too many flashy players at all. Nothing wrong with being flashy, but there's also nothing wrong with doing what Shimashita does. And walk to the plate. Next thing you know, he's on first base.
Yeah, and he doesn't even tend to talk about it off the field either.
I haven't heard him say anything this season about, in any way, about just, I'm the one who tells him he's doing a good job. He literally is on first base more often than not. The pitch to West popped up. Shallow center. Going out is the second baseman, McCormick, and he makes the call and the two-hand catch for the second out here in the bottom of the seventh. It's 2 out, 1 on for Shun Sakino.
Batting for the Oilers, number 1, Shun Sakino.
Sakino, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. 3-3 score here in the bottom of the seventh inning. James Aaron, who pitched 3 innings just 2 days ago, on to pitch for the Chinooks, and he throws a breaking ball high, 1-0. Aaron, in 10 appearances, 22 2/3, 30 hits, 25 runs, 23 earned, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts, 1-1 with a 9.13 ERA. Someone you think the Oilers should be able to score some runs off of, but only scored 1 in 3 innings last time. 1-0 the count on Sakina with Hennings on deck. Right on left. Pitch. Taken on the inside corner, a strike, 1-1. Shun doubled toward the left field corner his last time up. Oilers haven't scored since the 3rd inning. 3-3 our score. 2 outs, 1 on, bottom of the 7th. And this one is sent the other way, foul. Into the batting cage. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that foul ball is brought to you by Walden Rose. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenrose.store or call them today at 907-394-5510. 1-2 the count. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased one way upstairs, not even close to the strike zone. And goes down just like that. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. James Aaron continues to befuddle the Oilers. We go to the 8th. It's the Chinooks 3, the Oilers 3 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
With the pot will be $173, so we're see next year the money here. $173 is split the pot winner. Here's your split the pot winning number.
Dentist?
7.
Have you been putting off addressing issues you may know or suspect you have? We want to meet you.
The last 3 numbers.
Our team is ready to help you address your needs at your
spot. Ticket number. Take it over to the Scoop Shack to redeem your money.
It's a summer sale going on at Safe & Sound in Soldotna. Get your boats, RVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles in and set up with the best audio setups available. And all in-stock marine speakers are on sale now. Also get 25% off all lighting in stock. Safe & Sound is a factory direct dealer for Alpine, Hotel, Hertz, KL Audio, JVC, Kenwood, Nakamichi, Pioneer, and Rockford Fosgate. You'll always get the lowest prices on the peninsula. Rockford Fosgate. It's a summer sale going on right now at Safe & Sound, located across from Beeman's in Soldotna.
Top of the 8th inning here. The Oilers of the Chinooks knotted up at 3 runs apiece.
Leading off in the 8th inning, number 5.
Patty McCormick and Saunier and Ben Weaver due up for the Chinooks in the top of the 8th against Jackson Andeal, who walked 3 in a row in the 7th, but got out of it with 2 outs. And the first pitch of the right-hand batting McCormick is down in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes.
Looks like he slipped a little bit there on his front foot.
3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 10 men left on base by the Chinooks through 7 innings. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 6 men left on base by the Oilers in 7 innings. The 1-0 to McCormick is low. 2 balls, no strikes. So some loosening up going on out there in the Oilers bullpen, it looks like. But they're Trying to see if Andiel can get through the 8th. 2-0. Way upstairs. Bounced off the mitt of Nixon to the backstop. 3-0. Well, the Oilers taking a gamble, to be sure, putting Andiel out for another inning. After he just managed to squeeze through that 7th. The 3-0 here. Strike called on the inside corner at the knees. 3-1. McCormick 0 for 3. Ground out, fielder's choice, fly out. The 3-1 pitch is a little bit low. Ball 4. Just joining us.
Stepping onto the bump in the bullpen for the Oilers. You redeem your ticket.
Lead-off walk there, and Saunier will come up next.
Now batting number 10, Alexander Saunier.
And if you're just joining us, Oilers taking on the Chinooks in a big game for the ABL playoff picture. Oilers coming in 2.5 games ahead of the Chinooks for the final playoff spot of the standings. We're tied at 3 in the 8th inning. And scoring to bunt is Saunier, gets it down, doesn't get it down rather. It's a strike, throw to first by Nix. It is not in time to backpick McCormick. So leadoff man on here, and they're gonna, looks like, ask Saunier to bunt. Shaver in on the grass at third. He squares, the 0-1 hit him! Oh, it hit him! And when you're bunting and it opens up and you open up your body, you hit him on the chest, I think, and he is down in pain. Oh my goodness. I hope that he's okay. He's moving around on the ground there. And when you squirt a bunt, it's one of those things, right? You sort of expose your body, the front of your body.
A scary thing to have happen, and you kind of knew it was going to happen right off the release of the pitch. And you can't really do anything and react in a way.
He's flat on his back now. He's holding his hands on his chest, it looks like, and looks like he's moving a little bit. Yeah, he's able to move his arms and legs. I hope that he's okay. We'll step aside, though, for now. In the 8th inning, it'll be 2 runners on, nobody out in the top of the order coming up as we hope that Zan Saunier is okay. 3-3 game on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
If you're in the market for excavation and landscaping services, the place to call is Earthscapes, LLC. Quality service at a price you can afford. They specialize in tree removal, general excavation, new driveway installations, landscaping, and hardscaping. Earthscapes serves the Kenai, Soldotna, Nikiski, and Sterling areas and are licensed, bonded, and insured. Call Earthscapes LLC for your excavation and landscaping needs. 907-398-7624 for your free quote. Earthscapes LLC. Are you looking for great cocktail ideas for all your summer fun?
Grace,
get yourself
keep it in break until I call you back. Is that okay?
And they're selected of fine whiskey and bourbons.
Thanks.
Plus, their great variety of beer, wine, and spirits. Discount Liquor also offers discounts on special event orders and case buys. Just ask, and they'll work with you. Discount Liquor, your #1 spot to go to this summer for all your adult beverages. Located on Irons Avenue next to Lucky Raven and True Blue Coffee Shop.
Breaking news! July 23rd, Alaskan artist Barbara LaValle is coming to Frames and Things. Stop by and meet Barbara, see her original artwork, her best-selling book Mama Do You Love Me, as well as a variety of other Barbara LaValle products. Don't forget to have them signed. For more information, call us at 907-262-5248. Frames and Things is your one-stop shop for Alaskan artists' art. We would love to see you there.
Odyssey Family Practice is your local occupational health provider.
We provide many services in one convenient location, including pre-employment exams, DOT physicals,
All right, Reese, we can come back whenever.
7 on-call services, and more.
We're flexible, and we always work hard to meet the needs of your company.
For top quality occupational health services on your schedule, choose Odyssey Family Practice.
Call 907-313-4569 to schedule an appointment.
Or find us on Facebook.
Odyssey Family Practice. Epic healthcare for your company.
We bring it back here, the 8th inning. Saulnier's being helped off by some of the Chinooks coaches as he walks into the dugout, but he is upright, standing up, but he is, I don't know, not totally under his own power, but I think partially under his own power, walking off the field. So that at least is good to see after that scary hit by pitch in the chest. There on a pitch that just got away from Andeal. And I guess amend we were talking about earlier, the Oilers don't actually have that much availability in the bullpen. You got Max Miller, Drake Fries, Mose Hayes, and not too many available behind that, and of course 2 more games. Oilers don't want to be in the same situation as the Chinooks. Long conversation between the umpires. I think what they're talking about is whether Saulnier is going to be charged with a swing attempt at that pitch. That's, I think, what Larry McCann might have been asking for. If Saulnier actually got out of the way, or if he swung as he tried to get out of the way at that pitch. Long conversation with all the umpires. And it's actually a foul ball. So it's a foul ball after a long conversation, and John Groth is going to want an explanation. So I guess it wasn't a swing question of a swing, but
in place of Alexander Saulnier.
It must have just gone off of his bat before it hit him in the chest. So it's a foul ball. And the count...
it should be...
The count should be 0-2, I believe. I think it's 0-2.
Either 0-2 or 1-1.
No, it's 0-2. He tried to bunt at the first pitch, if I remember. And it is
0-2.
A strike. So it should be 0-2. And John Groth now in conversation with Jacob Waldrop. The umpires do a good job there, conferencing and communicating the call. And John Groth has his explanation from Jacob. So anyway, McCormick actually winds up back to first base. And they will have to bring in a pinch hitter here. And the pinch hitter is going to be Will Kelly, who actually has had a pretty good series. 4 hits in the first 2 games of the series. So Kelly officially in as a pinch hitter for Saulnier, but he'll inherit an 0-2 count. It's not an enviable position to come into, is it?
It's definitely a tough spot to come into, fresh off the bench, thinking you're only going to run for a guy who went down.
No one out, 1 on, exactly. The pitch. And that hit him. On the elbow. And, well, I guess the Chinooks might say poetic justice. He is okay, it looks like. And the Oilers are going to bring Mose Hayes into the game. Well, I would have brought in Mose Hayes before.
I probably would have brought
him in that long...
in the beginning of the inning.
Yeah, but especially on an 0-2 count. You could put him in on an 0-2 count against Will Kelly and sort of take advantage of the situation. The others didn't do that, and Mose Hayes will come into the game. Well, Hayden, the silver lining is I never actually had to make any scratches on my scorecard.
Now when you pitch for the Peninsula,
HBP, and it is an HBP.
You didn't have to scribble it. I went into the computer, deleted it, and then went right back to it.
So, a hit by pitch there, and Andeal comes out of the game. Mose Hayes will be the new pitcher.
Remind everybody that tomorrow...
The call to the bullpen is brought to you by Peninsula Pumping, your local homegrown septic pumping company. What you need to get your septic pumped? Give your bullpen sponsor a call. Peninsula Pumping, 907-262-5969. That's 907-262-5969. So Mose is going to come in against the top of the Chinooks batting order with 2 on and nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. The Oilers would not have wanted to lose 2 games of this series to the Chinooks. And so this is big coming up here with Mose Hayes in to pitch for the Oilers, and Mose Hayes pitched a couple of days ago, an inning and a third, giving up 4 hits and an earned run. He struck out 1. He'll be facing Weaver, and then Gretsch, and then Mathison. And hopefully, for the Oilers' perspective, nobody after that. We'll step aside just briefly as Mose takes his final few warm-ups on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Hey Siri, where should I go to eat today?
You should go eat at Senior Ponchos.
Yeah, I like going there every now and then.
Don't try and fool me. I see your truck at Ponchos every day. At Ponchos, you can enjoy their margaritas, chipotle, carne asada, and chimichangas.
So Siri, where are we going to eat?
Senior Ponchos.
Siri, say that again?
Senior Ponchos.
It's senior, not senior. Either way, we're going there right now.
Senior Ponchos, located on the Sterling Highway in Soldotna.
Is buying, refinancing, or renovating a home in your future? Hi, I'm Diane Durfee with Prime Lending, and I'm here to help you achieve your homeownership goals through our simple and hassle-free home loan process. I'll be by your side delivering personalized service, professional guidance, and timely results on the way to your ideal home loan. So call me today at 907-690-3811, because with Prime Lending, the right home loan starts here. Diane Durfee, Production Manager, NMLS 759439. All loans subject to credit approval.
Come back.
Exchange Prime Lending, a Plains Capital Company, NMLS 13649, Equal Housing Lender.
We are back, still at the top of the 8th inning, still nobody out, 2 runners aboard, where we thought we were. We took our last break, but 1 pitch later, after the hit by pitch was changed to a foul ball, and Deal hits him with a pitch. So Mose Hayes the new pitcher, Weaver the batter, right on left with 2 on and nobody out, 3-3 in the 8th. And he gets a bunt down the third baseline, terrific bunt. Nix throws to first, and West covers, and they get the out there. But McCormick moves up to third, and Kelly moves up to second. Now with 1 out, that'll go 2-4 on the successful sacrifice by Ben Weaver, and Nix did well to get an out there at all. It was a really good bunt by Weaver. So now it'll be Justin Gretsch, and he's 0 for 3, but he's walked. And Deal responsible for Kelly at second, and McCormick, the would-be go-ahead run at third. The infield in, and the pitch, a strike called at the top of the zone with a breaking ball, 0-1. Right on right here, Gretsch the batter. Outfield straight away, a little bit shallow. And the infield in on the grass. 3-3 in the 8th inning, 1 out, second and third for the Chinooks. The 0-1, breaking ball, drilled toward left field. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's not. About 5 or 6 feet from a 5-3 Chinooks lead there. But it's just a strike. It's 0-2. We can tell you that the foul ball is brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. 0-2 to Gretsch. Love a strikeout here if you're Mose. 0-2. Just got a piece of it, fouling it back. Mose got a good pitch in on the hands. 22 innings for Mose Hayes. This is team-high 9th appearance. 18 hits, 12 earned runs, 5 walks, 17 strikeouts. He's 1-1 with a .491 ERA. So 0-2 to Gretsch. A big moment in the Oilers season, potentially, with these games meaning a lot. 0-2. Swung out and popped up. Shallow right field. Shimashita comes in, will make the catch, threatening to tag, but he won't be able to. As McCormick, his bowling cuts off the throw, and a massive second out for Mose Hayes. And that's the issue with bunting. Everyone will say that the most advantageous place to bunt is what the Chinooks just did with Weaver. First and second, nobody out. But when you do that, you're only giving yourself 1 chance to get that run home from third without the benefit of a hit, and they just blew that. Ryan Mathison coming to the plate now, and he is going to be intentionally walked so the Oilers can face Austin Young instead.
Now batting, number 22, Austin.
That's only the second intentional walk we've seen this season, and I think the first we've seen in the regular season. But Jacob Waldrop just turned to us in the press box, gave us the four fingers, and pointed to first base. And that's honestly almost a no-brainer. The only issue is the walk. And 5 of them this season by Hayes. The pitch to Mathison nearly hits him. It's a breaking ball inside, or rather to Young. Not 1-0 the count. Young's 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Mathison a 364 hitter. Austin Young a 278 hitter. I guess I'd go back. It's not a no-brainer there for that reason for the walk. But anyway, the 1-0. Swung on, hit on the ground to third. Shaver would go to second, out at second base. Graydon West covering just ahead of the slide by Mathison, and Mose Hayes does it again. He puts on the fireman hat, grabs the hose, and puts out the fire in the 8th inning. 5-4, the fielder's choice. Off the bat of Austin Young, what a job by Mose. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th in a game that is still somehow tied at 3 on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
The fish are running, and you definitely want to get out on the river and enjoy all your Alaskan adventures. Don't let dental problems sideline your fun this summer. Now is the time to get your teeth checked, cleaned, and repaired. Dr. James Julian and his team are ready to help get your dental health in top shape, offering comprehensive services in a friendly atmosphere. Contact them at 907-283-4857 to schedule your visit today. It's summer. Welcome it with a smile.
Hi, I'm Justin. Whether you grew up like me or just moved into town, I'm sure you value small town friendly service. Well, that's what you can expect at Soldotna. I welcome you to my
We are back now for the bottom of the 8th inning. It's still 3-3 between the Chinooks and the Oilers. This game already about 2 hours and 45 minutes old.
Number 24, Noah Henning.
Top of the 8th took quite some time, but it ended okay for the Oilers as Mose Hayes came in with a masterful performance in relief. So Hennings bats against Aaron, and the first pitch, the bottom of the 8th inning in a 3-3 game, is a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Oilers trying to figure out James Aaron. The other teams seem to have been able to do that. He's got an ERA over 9. There's a strike, 0-2. Hennings, Seaman, Bowling, 4, 5, and 6 for the Oilers in their half of the 8th. 0-2. Swung out and fouled at the plate. I thought that hit Hennings, but it's picked up by the catcher. He throws to first in time. I guess that was just a little dribbler. Beavers with a nice play. I thought that might have hit Hennings in the box, but no indication that it did. And so it's just a ground out, 2-3. And the Oilers are going to send out a pinch hitter here. But it's Casey Burnham.
Now batting
For Dalton Bowling, or for Carson Seaman rather.
Number 4, Casey Burnham.
Seaman went 1 for 3 DHing. Casey Burnham comes in to pinch hit. Getting an off day today. Left-hand batter, first pitch. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Burnham has elite speed, so if he gets on, he could try and do some damage with that speed. 1-0 from Aaron, and that hit Burnham. And he's on first base. They want to appeal that Burnham had squared the bunt. They want to, I think, appeal that he didn't pull back in time. No, that's not a question at all. It was just pointing to the ball. Kevin Clancy gave to James Aaron. So, a hit by pitch puts the potential go-ahead run on base in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Oilers. And Bowling is the batter. Burnham a decent lead at first. Throw over there, and he scampers back. Casey, despite his speed, hasn't had that much success stealing bases this season. Just 4 for 7. Not going here, and he takes a pitch high, 1-0. Bowling does. Bowling 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, his first appearance of this series. There's the high Red Sox with a blue shin guard on his blue cleats. The 1-0 popped up behind home plate. Beavers goes back for a look, and that will hit the top of the press box. 1-1. That's a foul ball brought to you by Walden Bros. They can customize just about anything, but specialize in clothing like t-shirts, crops, tanks, hats, and more. Visit them at waldenbros.store. Call them today at 907-394-5510. Oilers have not hit a home run in this series. They've only hit 3 all season. Chinooks have given up 16 as a staff. Runner goes 1-1. Is a strike. The throw to second. 2-8. Close play. Good throw. Good slide. Casey Burnham went a good jump. And a crucial stolen base there. McCormick with the tag on a bang-bang play. Burnham with his 5th stolen base of the season, and maybe his most important.
And impressive.
And the pitch was actually a ball. 2-1. No, it is 1-2. 1-2. On Dalton Bowling with a go-ahead run. A very fast man at second base in scoring position in the bottom of the 8th. 1-2. Taken low and outside. Good layoff by Dalton. It's 2-2.
See if he can do something special here. He's been swinging it pretty well recently.
He had been at that big home run in the minor series. It came in the 8-5 win for the Oilers, the only game the Oilers won in that series. 2-2 the count. Now the pitch. Swung on and fouled on the ground toward the third base Chinooks dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes still. Jerry Nix waits on deck. Runner at second, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. 3-3 our score. Oilers dropped the first game of the series 10-7, won 14-4 in 7 innings yesterday. Aaron's 2-2. Outside, another good take, 3-2. Second baseman McCormick is holding on Burnham. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Outfield is straight away. 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and they'll have to throw down to first. They do. 2 outs. He swung at ball 4 after laying off balls 2 and 3. That was a pitch in the dirt. Second strikeout for James Aaron.
Now batting for the Oilers, catcher number 12, Jerry Nix.
So it'll be up to Jerry Nix to deliver with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Nix 1 out of 3 with an infield hit in the second inning. He's since flied out and grounded out. 2 outs, a runner at second, 3-3 the score, bottom of the 8th. Aaron looks in, brings the hands together at the belt. Pitch to Nix. Swung on, line, the base hit right center field. Burnham hits third. He will score. Jerry Nix delivers. An RBI single with 2 outs in the 8th inning to put the Oilers ahead, 4-3. Just a little looper that had enough on it to get over the head of the second baseman, McCormick. And Burnham scores easily from second base. It's 4-3 Oilers. It has not been easy today for the Peninsula, but all of a sudden they're 3 outs away from a huge win. Shaver bats now, first pitch, breaking ball, strike called. 0-1. It's interesting, we saw Levante Palmer behind the plate consistently not call the high strike yesterday. Jacob Waldrop consistently has called the high strike today, but I actually think he's had a pretty good game. The 0-1 is swung on and hit high in the air to shortstop. Beeman two-hands it, and that retires the side. But not before Cherry Nix comes through with 2 outs. An RBI single to drive in Casey Burnham and give the Oilers the lead. A run on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 9th. It's 4-3 Oilers on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Hot Rocks Asphalt Paving, a proud sponsor of Peninsula Oilers Baseball, as well as Midtown Peninsula. Yes, Hot Rocks Asphalt understands the all in the details, quality service, and fair competitive price. That's what you'll get from Hot Rocks Asphalt Paving. Call top now to get a free paving estimate, 907-420-4729. Hot Rocks Asphalt Paving does patchwork, driveways, parking pads, parking lot paving, and more. Or call today, 907-420-4729. Hot Rocks Asphalt Paving.
So, you're on K Beach Road and wanted a great cocktail or favorite beer of choice and simply just want to unwind? The place to stop is the Vagabond Inn, where you're sure to have lots of laughs, beers, and lots of cheers against the best drink prices in town. The Vagabond Inn is a sports bar, liquor store, and is just a perfect hangout with friends. Oh, and NASCAR fans are sure to always have all your NASCAR on weekly, along with cornhole and horseshoes in the back. Check their Facebook page for their weekend entertainment, the Vagabond Inn, located on K Beach Road.
Top of the 9th, Oilers with a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Peninsula Pumping, your local homegrown septic pumping company. When you need to get your septic pumped, give your bullpen sponsor a call. Peninsula Pumping, 907-262-5969. Before we introduce the new pitcher, we owe you a couple of Everybody Rides Again pitching lines. Everybody Rides Again. Looking for a used vehicle? No credit, bad credit, no problem. Your job plus a small down payment is all you need. Located on the big corner, K Beach and Poppy Lane. Call 907-260-3053. That's 907-260-3053. And deal when an inning plus. No hits, no runs, 4 walks. No strikeouts and a hit batter. Hayes won an inning. Gave up no hits, no runs, and a walk, and no strikeouts. And Mose Hayes stands to potentially be the winning pitcher. And again, those brought to you by Everybody Rides Again. 907-260-3053 if you're looking for a used vehicle. The new pitcher is the closer, Drake Fries, with a 4-3 lead in the top of the 9th inning. And Fries has been excellent this season. 4 appearances, 2 save opportunities, he's converted them both. 5 innings, no hits, no runs. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts for the big mustached righty from the University of San Diego. Lawrence Beeman Keller due up. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. First pitch to Lawrence, breaking ball in there, strike, 0-1. When the game's over, stick around for the Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. Peninsula Community Health Services, supporting your health, offering medical, dental, and behavior health services online at pchsak.org or call 907-262-3119. Another breaking ball strike there from Fries. 0-2 on Lawrence. Lawrence 0 for 3 with a walk.
Fries is definitely special in a situation like this, and you can see him come into the game and know that it's his time to shine.
Working from the windup, the 0-2 is down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jack Lawrence. Lawrence, Beeman, and Keller. No, it's actually Davis Beavers. Yes, Beavers will be due up, not Keller. And we'd see Beavers for the first time. They can't pinch hit for them because they've already pinch hit for the catcher once. 1-2 is popped up on the infield. Fries might want it himself. Nix instead. It's in foul ground. Nix will make the one-hand catch. And then he dropped it on the transfer, but Jacob Waldrop indicates just that. That was not the most routine foul fly ball.
Definitely not. It seemed to be moving a lot, and there had to be good communication going on there throughout the infield.
Fries wanted to call off Nix initially, which I think he might have been right to do if it was a fair ball. But Nix had to do a 360 almost, or a 270, and reach up and make the catch. Huge first out, though. Beeman. Hicks one a little high, 1-0.
Yeah, for the most part, pitchers don't go after fly balls. That's kind of the unwritten rule. And so it was good for Jerry to call him off there.
The 1-0 is a little bit low. 2 balls, no strike. Does the catcher have priority over the pitcher in that situation?
Yes.
Catcher calls off the pitcher. I didn't know that.
Pretty much everyone has priority over the pitcher when it comes to a ball in the air.
2-0 is down and away, 3-0. So now he's fallen behind Beeman, who has already walked 3 times. 0 for 1 with 3 walks, and he's a 127 hitter. Not the guy you want to walk 4 times in the game as a pitching staff.
Most definitely not.
On 3-0, strike at the knees, 3-1. I know the catcher, the other infielders have priority over the catcher.
Correct.
On a foul ball.
Correct.
The catcher still has priority over a pitcher. Interesting. 3-1 to Beeman. Swung on and popped up. Shallow right. West moving over on the grass. Still, he makes the catch crossing the foul line. Another foul out. That one to the second baseman. And there are 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 9th with the Oilers up 4-3. Hayden, this has not been a mistake-free game by the Oilers.
No.
But they're an out away from a massive win.
Massive. Yeah, it definitely would give a lot of confidence to us to know that we're still in every game no matter what the situation is.
The pitch to Beavers hitting for the first time inside, 1-0. Davis Beavers. It's up to him now. That might be good for the Oilers because he's a 229 hitter. Right on right, the 1-0 from Fries. Breaking ball, called a strike. Right in there at the top of the zone. Lots of good break on that from Fries, 1-1.
Yeah, he tends to have a lot of movement on pretty much all of his pitches, and that's what makes him effective in the closing part of the game.
Kermit would be next, and there's a breaking ball, strike 2. And some of the folks in the beer garden are on their feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 9th, 4-3 Oilers. Wind up and the pitch. Swung on and driven toward shallow center and caught by Sakino. The shortstop several steps onto the outfield grass to catch a little looper. And the Oilers win it 4-3. And the 9th inning for the Chinooks. They go down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. After the Chinooks left the bases loaded and did not score in both the 7th and 8th innings. Jerry Nix with an RBI single with 2 outs in the 8th inning proves to be decisive as the Oilers win this one 4-3. We'll be back with a post-game show next on ESPN 1140, 96.9 FM, and RadioKenai.com.
Well, we've all heard a lot about how pregnancy is never end. Hey guys, if your family is complete or you just have no desire to father children, then a vasectomy is a perfect, easy solution. However, perform your no-scalp vasectomy in a private office setting, and you'll get to be a hero-tier partner. Or, if you're single, it's a great way to break the ice. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics 2625111 to schedule this quick, minimally invasive procedure.
The Best Shop has immediate openings for CDL drivers and heavy-duty mechanics. These positions are full-time and pay is based on experience. To apply, send your resume to bestmix@alaska.net or drop your resume off at the Best Shop on KB Road. The Best Shop has immediate openings. Just send your resume to bestmix@alaska.net or drop off your resume to the Best Shop on KB Road. The Best Shop, 907-262-8785.
Hello, this is David Albritton. My family and I recently moved here from Mississippi, and we are very excited to be in Alaska. I'm a board-certified nurse practitioner at PCHS. Being in the field of nursing for 15 years has led me to enjoy family health care. I love being a part of all aspects of care throughout my patient's lifespan. My goal is to provide every patient with the best care possible that is easily accessible and
And now, it's time for the post-game show on ESPN 1140 and 96.9. Brought to you by Peninsula Community Health Services and The Best Job. With game recaps and on-field interviews, let's return to the field on ESPN.
Welcome to the Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. Jonah White back with you. All alone for now, but hoping to have a couple of post-game interviews come up here in a moment. We'll see. The post-game show is sponsored by Peninsula Community Health Services, supporting your health, offering medical, dental, and behavior health services online at pchsak.org or call 907-262-3119. That's 907-262-3119. The Oilers win one by the skin of their teeth. 4-3 was the final score. And here's how it happened. The Chinooks took the lead on the first batter of the game before the Oilers had recorded an out, in fact. Ben Weaver singled and stole second, and Jerry Nix airmailed the throw into center field, and Noah Hennings trying to get up quickly and throw to third, let the ball get behind him. Weaver wound up coming all the way around to score. But it was not a great start to the game for the Oilers, or for Jerry Nix, but he would have a part to play later in the game. Oilers did not score in the bottom of the first, but they did in the bottom of the second. Jerry Nix with an infield single, and then he was tripled home by Jake Shaver. The top of the third inning ended on a impressive 3-6-1 double play, and the Oilers added 2 more runs in the bottom of the third. A Carson Seaman RBI single and a Dalton Bowling sacrifice fly. It was 3-1 Oilers. I'm not a good multitasker, I've got to confess. I'm trying to tell folks to come up to the booth for the, and you just speak it into existence sometimes. That's how it is. Jerry Nix has arrived. So we'll pause our game recap. Suffice to say, how about this? We'll fast forward in our game recap. The Oilers wound up blowing the 3-1 lead. It was 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th with a runner on second and 2 outs. Jerry Nix came up, and what happened then? Tell me what pitch he threw. I think it was the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, they kept coming with me at fastballs early in the count, so I kind of was expecting it and just told myself, don't miss a fastball if you get it here. He went fastball inside. I got jammed a little bit, but managed to poke it out to right field, get the run in.
Off the bat, were you sure it had enough to make it over the second baseman's head?
I thought so. I didn't realize I broke my bat, but
oh, you broke your bat. Yeah. Was it worth it?
It was definitely worth it. Got us the win.
Game-winning RBI in the 8th inning. We'll take that. Caught a good game behind the plate, too. You've now settled into almost an everyday catcher sort of role. How's that treating you?
It's pretty good. I like it. I like getting the playing time, seeing all the guys. I mean, we got some great arms up here. It's real fun to catch these guys. I mean, they keep the game real exciting.
It seemed like it certainly was a lot of pressure pitches in this game, especially in the 7th and 8th inning, both of which featured 3 free passes and the Chinooks leaving the bases loaded. How were you able to help your pitchers, Jackson Andeal in the 7th and then Mose Hayes in the 8th? How were you able to help them get through that?
I mean, I just did what I could. Try to call the right pitches. I mean, try to keep them calm, stay in their game. But in the end, I mean, it's just they got the good stuff. They came in, they attacked, did their job, and got us the outs.
Thanks so much, Jerry Nix. Anyone you want to say hi to who might be listening at home before you go?
Yes, sir. My mom, my stepdad, my family. Miss them all. Love them. Hope they got to catch the game.
Thanks a lot. Jerry Nix still with the catching shin guards on in the booth. Game-winning RBI with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Thank you, Jonah.
And now we'll turn it over to Drake Fries, who locked it down for the save with a 1-2-3 inning of the 9th. Drake, is that the first time you've got your first 2 batters faced were foul outs?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've ever had that before.
So you came in after a long 7th inning and a long 8th inning. What was your plan coming out to pitch the top of the 9th?
Miz, it just tells me to be ready, so anytime a game's close, I'm there stretching out, no matter how long the inning, I'm always ready.
Was the plan for you to come into the game of the 9th inning even if the Oilers didn't score in the bottom of the 8th?
Yeah, I was coming in, try and bring us to extras, hopefully walk it off into the 9th.
Were you throwing or were you watching when Jerry hit that ball to right center field for the game-winning hit?
I was throwing, but out of the corner of my eye, obviously.
What went through your head when you saw that?
I was like, let's go. Time to have my team and help them out, and hopefully they have my back. I'll go out there, fill it up, do what we do.
What pitches were working for you out there in the 9th inning?
I was able to throw everything.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I came out immediately, threw a curveball to the first batter, and then after I knew that, I knew it was game over.
First time the Oilers this season have won 2 games in a row. What does this do for the team's confidence?
I mean, we're just keep building. I feel like we're adding new pieces. A lot of people are getting into rhythm, and that's a lot of momentum going forward now.
Drake Fries, a 1-2-3 9th. Anyone you want to say hi to at home might be listening?
I'll say hi to my mom, dad, Delaney, Cam, Dalton, Meg. Love you guys.
Thanks, Drake. 3 saves and 3 opportunities for you this season. A 1-2-3, top of the 9th to lock this one down. So that will just about do it for us as the Oilers take a messy game, but an exciting game and one that ends with a victory. And anytime that happens, it's good for the Oilers. A victory despite 11 walks, a hit by pitch, 2 errors. But this time the Oilers were not caught stealing at all, and that could well have been the difference. Remember, Casey Burnham's steal in the 8th inning set the table for him to score the single by Jerry Nix. So the Oilers take this one by the skin of their teeth. And what an important win it is. It improves the Oilers to 8-16, and just as importantly, drops the Chinooks to 5-20. The gap now 3.5 games. That's the Oilers' advantage over the Chinooks as the 2 teams battle for the ABL's final playoff spot. It also gets the Oilers, for now, within 5 games of the Bucks for 3rd place in the ABL. And of course, the Bucks still have 5 games to play here at Coral Seymour. So we'll remind you that tomorrow's game is at 2 p.m., a day game, and we'll be on the air from 1:40 with the Sweeney's pregame show. Now time for the final totals for the Chinooks. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 13 men left on base, including 3 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th. A combined 5 walks, including an intentional walk and a hit by pitch. Between the 7th and the 8th innings, the Chinooks had the bases loaded both times and scored no runs combined. They left 13 on base total in the game. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base for the Oilers. Mose Hayes picks up a deserved win. He improves to 2-1 as he put out the fire in the top of the 8th inning. James Aaron tagged with the loss. Already his 2nd decision of the series. He drops to 1-2. Drake Fries, a 1-2-3 9th for his 3rd save of the season. Time of the game, 2 hours and 51 minutes. And so, for Hayden Johns, who is working on the pitcher's mound for tomorrow's game already, and Race Lee back in the studio, I'm Jonah White saying so long from Coral Sea.